And welcome in, basketball fans. We are live from St. Thomas Aquinas High School for this year's edition of the DiRenna All-Star Game. 30 of the premier basketball players across the Kansas City metro area on the girls, and then we'll have 30 boys a little bit later on this evening. We're about ready to tip off. We have about 2 or 3 minutes of introductions here, and I'd like to introduce my partners here for this broadcast. We have head coach of Lee Summit West, Jared Broughton, and St. James Academy head coach Justin Snell. Gentlemen, welcome in. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, glad to be here.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having us, yes, absolutely.
All right, we're going to jack up your... In fact, I think most of the people that are listening would hope that I turn my voice down and I turn the other guys up, so we may have to accommodate that. Now, this is your first time here setting up the headphones. The way this usually works is once the game gets going, I'm just going to go ahead and take off to the snack bar, and I'm going to let you two handle it from there. So, you know, you're seasoned coaches. You've been around the block a little bit. You've a lot of halftime speeches. Well, this is pretty much the same thing. You just kind of say the things to get people motivated and let them know what's going on. So we're really proud and privileged to have both of these coaches here. And Coach Snell, you know, looking at this Kansas team, top to bottom, and I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to ask you the same question, Coach Broughton. You look at this roster, and in any ordinary year, this roster could go up against anyone. You have star power, Addison Tower, you've got Elle Anderson, Tiara Davis, and so many more. And, of course, Jaden Wooten. You've had an opportunity, Coach Snell, to play against a number of these players. As you look at this roster, what's something that kind of stands out to you?
The first thing I'd say that stands out about this roster is the amount of length they have. There's a lot of length on the team. They're not super tall, but they get after you defensively. They're really long. They get in the passing lanes. And then there's a lot of shooting that they put on the floor. I would imagine there's going to be a ton of threes made tonight. And we'll see. We might see some deep threes even tonight from a few of the ladies. Now, Jaden Wooten isn't playing, so that will probably take away a few threes. But I don't know if you've seen Abigail Long shoot it, but my goodness, she could probably pull up from one step past half court.
Caitlin Long-S, that's for sure. And Coach Broughton, there's a number of players on Missouri side that have that range and a little bit more as well.
Yeah, on the Missouri side, they've got a nice mix and blend here of scorers and shot makers, and then some nice post play that we're going to be able to offer. And I'm just glad I don't have to worry about trying to get rebounds against the Missouri squad, because they got some tenacious rebounders that we've had to go against the last 4 years who have just beat us up, at least Summit West. And I'm glad to just watch them and not have to worry about playing them again, because it's going to be a physical game with the girls that we have on the floor. It's going to be, they go after it, they go get it. Very talented group.
So Coach, basically what you're saying is you don't. There's not too many times in a season that you're going to go up against a 6'7" center like we're going to see here tonight in Katie Huffman out of Lee Summit West.
Yes,
you know her well.
I know her very well. Yes, 4 years with her, and it's been a blast for the last 4 years. And I'm privileged to be able to be here to commentate on this game and get to watch her one last time. And yeah, she's part of the mix of that group that's going to be on the glass and be very difficult to rebound and rebound against.
Well, we are moments away here from tip-off. I'm going to run through the rosters. We'll have an opportunity to talk about each one of these players throughout the broadcast, throughout this entire game. And we'll talk a little bit about, you know, their past, the present, and the future. So many of these student athletes will have an opportunity to play at that next level, and we'll be able to bring that information to you throughout the broadcast. For the Missouri side, going to be wearing the number 2 is Holly Woods. Love that name. She's a guard out of Pembroke Hill. Layla Scott, she wears number 5. She's out of Truman. Kaylee Bean, she's out of Lathrop, wearing the number 10. Riley Thompson wearing the 1 and the 2. She's out of Smithville. Jayla Cornelius wearing the 14 out of Blue Springs. We've got Raytown South's Diana Nicholson wearing the 15. Jolie Bondver out of Chillicothe wearing the 20. Wearing the number 22, Ava Pickens out of Stanley. And 24, Adriana Benassi out of Lee Summit. We'll get through the rest of the roster momentarily, but we have a quick, well, it wasn't quite a shot, but we had an up and down. Missouri controlled the opening tip, and now they're going to have an inbounds pass underneath their own basket. Just underway here. We will have a running clock. So you see underneath, that is easy doings. That's Summer Yancey out of Lee Summit North, and I imagine she's done that quite a bit throughout her career. Coach Broughton out of Lee Summit West.
Yes, 4 years against her. I'm very happy not to have to worry about her anymore.
Well, how about that? Coach Snell talked about it in the pregame. Jillian Huckabee says, you know what? Nobody's going to guard me from long range. I'm going to just kind of square up and let her go. And she gets that one to drop.
Coach Roby called up a set there, and I bet a bunch of his sets are going to be for made threes.
Going all the way up and in. Able to get that roll, making it 5-2 early on in favor of the blue team, which is Kansas. Missouri wearing the All Blacks, Kansas on the All Blues, representative of the universities in their states. Long shot, a little bit off the mark. Here comes Kansas. That is Abigail Long out of Shawnee Mission East.
Yep.
And she, just like Coach said, boom, she takes that step back and she makes it look so easy. Coach Snell, you look, yeah, some of these players that we're going to see, you know, they say that the greatest players make it look so easy, and she's certainly one of those players.
No, I totally agree. She's made I don't know how many threes she's made in her career, but she's definitely over a 1,000-point scorer, headed over to Yale. They're getting an elite shooter, that's for sure.
A little turnaround, can't quite put enough mustard on it to go. Rebound of Missouri coming up the other way is Summer Yancey out of Lee Summit North. She's an imposing figure there. She's going to pop it from the elbow. A little bit short. Huckabee with the rebound. Here comes Kansas McPherson, the Air Force Academy recruit. And she and that was what Jayla Cornelius out of Blue Springs.
Yeah,
wrong place, wrong time, and she knew it.
A little overzealous there on the three-point attempt. There with all the shooting that Coach Snell's talked about with Kansas, you got to get out and guard here.
We're going to put up in transition a lot.
We are down here at midcourt on the far side of your screen. The camera's high on the, what would that be, on the south side of the gym, I believe. Nice look inside, threading the needle is Missouri, catching it at Layla Scott. You're going to bring it back out and get it up to Jelly Cornelius. How about that? Despite her size, she's going into the trees coming up, but a little bit empty. Here comes Kansas. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Is she related to Caitlin Clark? That was absolutely nasty. Abigail Long, her second trifecta of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. Honestly, if I'm over there on the Kansas side, it's going to be really hard to sub. The amount of shooting that they got on the floor,
right.
Like, you're going to get players that are going to get hot, and then they're going to get yanked, and they're going to wonder why.
Well said, Coach. You know, I'm going to ask both of you about your respective teams this year and kind of look into the future. And Coach Snell, you got some players coming back?
Yeah, we returned most of our team. We lose one senior who was really, really important to us. We actually just had our banquet last night as they get a finish for the Missouri team over there. We had our banquet last night, and we talked about how important our senior was to us this year. But we've got a great nucleus that's returning. Most of our points are returning, and we're excited about the future for our group.
You got a team, Coach, that a lot of the players are going to be taking their talents to the next level, whether it's in basketball or in other sports once they graduate. But that team's going to be fun to watch next year.
I hope so.
It's fun to watch this year, but certainly more so next year.
No, I definitely hope you're right. And we've got multi-sport athletes at our school, a ton of them, and our best players are volleyball players and softball players and soccer players. And so we love multi-sport athletes, and we're glad that they spend at least a part of their time on the basketball court.
Amen. Cameron Smith bringing it up for Kansas. Free throw line, hands it off. Down to the right corner, saves it. Good hustle by Ashley Van Elders out of Shawnee Mission South.
She's the tallest girl on the floor, but she's a heck of a shooter also from the perimeter. So had a ton of block shots over her career. I think she's a Shawnee Mission South shot block record holder for her school, but she can really shoot it from outside as well. I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of threes going up for this Kansas team. Well,
and one of those, and on the Missouri side, one of those lethal three-point shooters, Kennedy Herring out of Liberty North. She just checked in, but rounding out the roster for the Missouri side, number 32, Avery Simmons out of Park Hill South. Shariah Wright wears the number 34. She's out of Grandview. Summer Yancey, of course, wearing the number 42 out of Lee North. Kendall Puryear out of wearing the number 44, beg your pardon. Shot there by Smith. Can't quite get that to go. Here comes Missouri the other way. Little stutter step, Euro step. Lost the handle on it. They're going to say Missouri. Got to retain possession. And Katie Huffman, the 6'7" center out of Lee Summit West, wearing the number 45.
Yeah, Katie was a pleasure to coach the last 4 years. Something a lot of people don't know about her. She really just started playing competitive basketball in 8th grade. And she's come a long way to be averaging a double-double as a senior. And she's going to go off and play at St. Mary's St. Mary's College right down the road here in Leavenworth. And bucket there in transition. But she's going to have a lot of success, and that's a great find for St. Mary's.
Coach Roby's got to be happy with that last shot and make by Kansas. That was his star, Addison Tower. Her first bucket of the game makes it 12-6. 5:38, 5:37 left here in the first stanza.
Sean, I don't know if they got the memo. This is an all-star game. They're trying to play a lot of defense out there right now.
They absolutely on both ends of the court as well.
Yeah.
They are getting after it.
I like the Kansas philosophy right now of chucking that three. Get it up. Let's go.
Well, there's some bragging rights involved here too.
That makes you want to play a little bit harder when you're playing for your state. Good look inside there.
There's Huffman.
Katie? There you go.
I remember seeing Katie Huffman at one of the A-10 varsity showcases 3 years ago over Lee Summit West, and you saw that she had the potential. She's a little bit raw. Yep. Testament to the great work that Coach Broughton and the staff has done over there. But there's no question she has improved her game over the last couple of years.
Yeah, she took a big step this year for us and really major strides. We had injuries and we lost a lot of seniors from the previous year, and she had to take kind of a bigger role and do more and be more active offensively, and she did that. She finished her career with 7 records, so she had a fantastic high school career for us.
12-8 in favor of Kansas. Missouri feeding you-know-who. 6'7", Katie Huffman underneath. Makes it look so easy. Makes it a 2-point game in favor of Kansas. Here comes Cameron Smith, gets it over to Tower. Tower's not afraid. Despite her size, she will get in there and mix it up with the best of them. Rims in and out, going the other way. Here comes Missouri. Trying to tie this one up, potentially take the lead. Pulled up or dribbled at Holly Woods, part of the all-name team here at the DiRenna. Holly Woods, I love that. Little Euro step, slider in the middle. That was Avery Simmons out of Park Hill South. Ties it up at 12.
Yeah, Avery Simmons, she's going to Loyola, Maryland next year. Really a kid that's came a long way to be an all-state player this year, and really improved her game and made herself a very good basketball player. And Loyola, Maryland's getting a really good player.
There it is. 3:20,
3:19 left before the first break. As a reminder, we have just a running clock. This is coming into this, and coaches kind of pointed to this a little while ago, you would think that, this is just going to be what you would see maybe in the NBA. They're going to launch a lot of threes, no defense. A lot of times there's, 3-on-1. How about that? Another one. Abigail Long. She averages over 23 points a game this past season for the Lancers of Shawnee Mission East.
Kansas team getting out in transition as well. So you shoot threes and you get out in transition. That's usually a recipe for success. If you can make a few of those layups in transition and make a few threes, you got a good chance.
Riley Thompson, right place, right time. She's going to bring it back up top. Coaches hollering out some instruction as if it was a second-round state playoff game.
Missouri team trying to find their advantage there with Puryear inside.
Rebound again going to Kansas. Maybe a little love tap down there on the baseline. They're not technically keeping track of the fouls. How about that little rise? Are you serious? If that would have gone. I just love this. They're having fun out there. Jemiah McPherson with kind of a behind through her legs pass to Abigail Long. She can't get that to go, but now Riley Thompson again kicks it out left side. Another three. Why not? You get a three. You get a three. And cleaning up the trash underneath.
Yeah, Riley Thompson.
Thompson.
There from Smithville had a great season this year. Finished, I think, third in the state.
One of the toughest players you're going to see anywhere, folks. Kendall Pergier. Seen her for a number of years, and she's been that way from day one. Saw her as a freshman, and she was, I mean, she could go up against whether, you know, of course she's got the size and she can match up then. But even back then, you know, some of the 6'2", 6'3" players, seniors, she didn't care. She's going to mix it. She's kind of the honey badger type player. She don't care. Here's
Absolutely.
Long. Come on. Abigail off the back iron.
There must be some big MVP trophy Abigail Long is shooting for right now.
You know what? Yeah, and just shoot away she will. Good defense.
Yeah, you talk about Purrier and just her competitiveness and how she just continued to, her team this year, she brought them along so far and just competitor.
Ooh, nice sweet touch. Fadeaway doesn't go. Another shot off the back iron. Kansas up by one, looking to extend it. Nice pass underneath. Good vision. Long again. She is trying to get just a little bit of space to let that one rip. Long three, that's a little bit short. Here comes Missouri, 12, 11, 10. Not much time left. Gonna play for the last shot, a long three, no good. Rebound underneath, out of bounds with 3.1 seconds left, and it will be Kansas ball.
I wonder who's getting a shot here.
Yeah, where's Abigail Long? Where is she? Of course, there she is, half court.
Smart to double team her right there.
Right, you might as well, because you knew she was going to have that shot if it was there for her. 15-14 after one stanza of play here at the DiRenna All-Star Game. You were watching it live and local on 810 Varsity and 810varsity.com, and we'll be back right after this. And welcome back. Kansas holding on to a 1-point lead here at the DiRenna All-Star Game. 15 of Kansas's finest, 15 of Missouri's. And they are in a tussle for bragging rights. Nice move inside, doesn't go. Coming back the other way, bringing it up is, I think that was that Eva Pickett? No, I beg your pardon.
Summer Yancey.
Summer Yancey, indeed, Coach.
You like to have those forwards like a Summer Yancey who can grab the rebound and push it in transition. You don't have to wait for a point guard, let you get out and run and go score on the fast break a lot quicker when you have forwards like that. And there are a lot of those forwards in this game here today.
Difficult matchups when they have that ability and that talent.
There's Zy.
Spinning top move.
There's Zy.
Zy Funches.
Zy operates in that area really, really well. She's also one of those forwards who can grab the ball off the rim and push it in transition, and she's elite running the floor.
She's one of those players, too, that you watch her, and it's like she has that concentrator. There's Tower for three. Doesn't go. But back to talk about Funches a little bit. She just has a way that she sees everything going on the court, and she's kind of technical about her approach as well. Very cerebral. And for the first time, are we tied up again? Yeah, indeed. Tied up at 17, 10:35 left.
Yeah, Funches is a part of Coach Western's team. They went 24-1 or something like that this year. They were super impressive, senior-led team. A couple of her teammates out here on the floor today as well. They're really good.
Cornelius with the steal. She takes it all the way down before she hands it off to Pickens. Pickens throws it up. She's going to go to the stripe, trying to get 3 the old-fashioned way. And her team up by 2 now. Just over 10 to play before halftime.
Yeah, Ava Pickens from Staley High School, playing for Coach Bennett there, and they had a fantastic season. Quarterfinal trip there, and tremendous matchup with Rockbridge, and they've got a lot of talent coming back too.
Super talented team. Coach Bennett's got a smile on his face up there in the stands.
Oh yeah,
watching Ava get it done there.
You know, not only are we joined by a couple of the best coaches in the metro area here, Coach Justin Snell out of St. James Academy to my right, and a little bit further to my right, head coach Jared Broughton out of Lee Summit West. But you're right, coaches. There's a number of, shall we say, coaching dignitaries here at St. Thomas Aquinas gym tonight. You mentioned Coach Bennett, Coach Hetzel, of course. In fact, a quick story about Coach Hetzel. I got here about 2 hours early. How about that long 3? Didn't even hit the iron. She's got a sweet stroke.
She really does. She's a player that can play on all the levels. Yeah, she's going to be special. She's going to be really special. She had a great career over at Shawnee Mission South, and yeah, it's a bright future for Zach for sure.
Pops it up top for 3, no good. Rebound goes to Kansas. All tied up at 28, 48, 8:47.
Interesting story about is it Zai?
Yeah,
Zai. She went to Lone Jack as a freshman, right down the street from West.
Did not know that.
Yes, and I have a friend that's an AD there, and he had called me like, man, we got a really good player here, and then she had to leave, but yeah, she was at Lone Jack. And
a little bit off the mark. Not going to make the shots you don't take.
Zai went on about an 8-0 run right there by herself, didn't she?
Right. Mass substitution on both sides gives me an opportunity to finish out or really tell you about the Kansas roster. Wearing the number deuce, that is Addison Towers. She's out of DeSoto High, playing for the head coach of the Kansas team, Coach Ryan Roby. Jemiah McPherson wears the number 5. She's going to be going to the Air Force. She was right here. She was a Saint, still is technically, St. Thomas Aquinas. Tie up underneath. Izzy Joyce wearing the number 10 out of Shawnee Mission West. Jaden Wooten, Blue Valley, wearing the number 12. She's not playing tonight, but she was the recipient of the DiRenna Award for the girls last, I guess it was Wednesday night. She's going to be taking her talents to Oklahoma State. She's going to be a Cowboy.
Gatorade Player of the Year as well.
Gatorade Player of the Year. Thanks, Coach. Now, is it a Cowboy? Do they call the girl players Cowgirls now?
I think they do go Cowgirls.
They do go Cowgirls.
Yep. All right. Stand corrected. Cannot get.
Coach Hoyt down there. She's Kansas
native.
Yep.
She is.
That was Rogers. Cannot quite put enough English on that last shot.
Rayleigh's tough.
She absolutely is. And she's got a remarkable story, and she's had some struggles, family struggles over the year, and not my place to get into that, but just know that she is a strong young lady, and she's got an incredibly bright future because of some of those trials and tribulations that she's had to face at such a young age.
She's in there mixing it up with 6'7" Katie Huffman right now, who's towering over her. She's not afraid to go in there and battle, that's for sure.
25-20, Kansas back up on top by 5. The aforementioned Rogers bringing it up just across half court. Waiting for a screen. How about that? Little zigs and zags into the paint. Going back the other way. Here comes Missouri. Little Euro step halfway in the lane. Kennedy Herrig. How about that 3 again? She can't get this one to go. She had one earlier in the contest. Did Avery Simmons. She's going to go back in favor of Kansas. Ashley Van Elders. Another Raider out of Shawnee Mission South. Bringing it in. Here's Rogers.
Coach Western's whole team might be here. They were
right.
that good this year.
Well, I know another coach is going to have a couple of players plus next year. Sitting to my right, playing in this game.
Hey, if that happens, we are super fortunate. I'll be really excited. I don't want to coach them, but I'll be glad.
Right.
I'll be glad for them to be playing here and getting the showcase for sure.
Kind of nice to be a fan for both of you, Coach. You see a lot of the players that you played against and
Absolutely.
the players that you've had in these games, and it sure is nice to see really your coaching that has contributed to where they are right now as players over the years. So it's got to be very satisfying.
It's very rewarding to see kids develop. And we're fortunate at the high school level here that we get to see kids come in as 13, 14-year-olds, and they develop and continue to grow. And seeing them develop a love for the game, it's something they want to work really hard at and continue to get better, and then see them play after they leave us.
It's really cool to be in an environment like this, too. You get an opportunity. We just get to be fans today, like you said, and we get to come in and watch these girls who we're trying to beat in a lot of these situations,
right,
or coaching them in other situations, as Aaliyah Moss scores right there.
Best part of this is we don't have to worry about trying to scheme up a system to guard them.
Right.
For sure.
Aaliyah Moss on that nice drive for Kansas. Matched on the other side. Avery Simmons in there. Another three outside the arc, a little bit strong on the backside. Rebound goes right back to Kansas. Another three. Not going to get out of the hands of Katie Huffman, as both squads look to do a little substituting in mass. 4:05, 4:04 left before halftime. There's Kennedy Herring again. Nice soft touch off the glass.
Kennedy Herring out of Liberty North. Tremendous season, all-state player, all-time leading scorer at Liberty North, going to Western Illinois next year. She's had a fantastic career. Really grew her game this year. Instead of just being a three-point shooter, she was just had a layup there, slash into the rim. She added that component to her game and really took off this year.
Western Illinois, that's the Leathernecks, right?
Correct. Yes.
Well done, Coach.
Okay. I don't think they have a female-male differential there. I think they're all Leathernecks.
I think they absolutely are. Not sure that they necessarily enjoy being called a leatherneck sometimes, but
there's Zai in transition again, being unselfish.
Nice. Acrobatic type play. Jemiah McPherson can't get the English to go.
Jemiah
long
can
pass.
finish those.
That's
I've
2
seen
points.
a lot of those.
Underneath. Kendall Puryear. She's going to the line. She's going to shoot one, maybe two. As a reminder, we will have the boys All-Star Game approximately 20 minutes following the conclusion of this game here at St. Thomas Aquinas. Beautiful Overland Park. It's a little bonus for you as well. We will have a dunk contest at halftime of the boys game. And I'm not sure whether or not that the coaches here on the broadcast are going to be part of that. Show them how it's done, right, coaches?
Not these old legs.
I don't know if I've ever got the backboard, so I'm not going to be much help on the dunk contest.
Summer Yancey wanted that breakaway. Official's going to pump the brakes on her just a little bit. Right at around 2 minutes to play before halftime. 29-28, Kansas by one. And the ball underneath their own basket. Back into the game, Abigail Long. She's just so lethal. How she gets just enough space to get that off is remarkable.
And as good as a shooter as she is, Jillian Huckabee can shoot it just as well. She's incredible from deep also. I've heard tons of coaches say she's got the best range as a shooter in the state of Kansas, as Kendall powers up down there underneath.
I think I saw Coach Brandstrom out of Olathe Northwest across the way. He had his team just decimated. Of course, one of the top athletes in all of America. Sky Pierce left. She is now up at the University of Nebraska. She enrolled early up there.
Yeah, they were fortunate to have her for the first half of the season, and then she's an early enroll as an incredible All-American volleyball player. And again, you got those multi-sport athletes. You got to take them as much as you can get them.
She's so close. So many of those right at the edge.
Jillian's a heck of a volleyball player also, headed down to FIU to play volleyball.
Is that where she's going for volleyball?
She is.
Let's stop just for a second in about a 3-mile radius of St. James Academy and Olathe Northwest. Can we talk I know this is basketball, but let's talk just for a second about the top-level Division I volleyball recruits over the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it's incredible. Two really, really high-level programs and putting up players that are on the Division I level for sure.
And that's kind of a segue. Oftentimes you hear, whether it's on the boys' side or the girls' side, or at least maybe you used to a little bit more, the top athletes in a certain sport are just going to focus on that one sport. But as we're seeing more now, I think that you've got like Reese Messer, one of the top volleyball recruits in the country. She's a multi-sport athlete, and so many of the players that we see here tonight and the top players throughout the year are multi-sport athletes.
Absolutely. Coach and I were talking about that before the game, and just how the game of basketball for girls is growing, but also the game of volleyball is growing. Soccer's a huge deal right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Softball is huge. So the girls just have many outlets, and we, like I said before, we love to see them play as many sports as they can, and we're glad whenever we can get them on the basketball court.
Yeah, you only get so many times in your life that you can continue to play sports, and we want kids to compete. And the more you compete, the better athlete you're going to be and the better competitor.
Hello, how about that nice little baby hook earning around?
2 good baskets right there on both ends of the floor.
Kendall Puryear.
The last 4 years.
31-32, less than 5, 4, 3, last shot, not going to go, but we are going to go to break, and Missouri is going to go to break with a 1-point lead, 32-31 here at the DiRenna All-Star Game. Both teams will, I don't know if they're going to go to the locker rooms or just kind of sit around and maybe
take 3-minute halftime.
3-minute halftime. Well, I was going to get out there and do a little dance with my producer here, David Trimble, but I guess we're not going to have enough time to do that. So that whole idea is out the window. So we're going to step away just for a second and say thanks to a few of our sponsors. And we'll be back here live at the DiRenna All-Star Game, live on 810 and 810varsity.com. Be right back.
Shake with your points and some fries on the side with your points. You get more with every order. Woo! Get a Whataburger or a patty melt or some breakfast with the point. You get more with every order. Get a biscuit or a brownie, but no matter what you pick, you get more. Like your favorite Whataburger or whatever, 'cause it all gives you more with Whataburger Rewards.
And welcome back in here, halftime of the DiRenna Girls All-Star Game. We are live from St. Thomas Aquinas in beautiful Overland Park, Kansas. I am joined here by a couple of the best coaches in the KC metro area. Head coaches Justin Snell out of St. James Academy. Head coach Jared Broughton out of Lee Summit West. Coaches, break down the first half of this All-Star Game. What do you like? What are you seeing?
I really like the way Missouri's kind of getting inside now. They're playing through the post, playing through where they have the strength and the advantage. And that's kind of how they got back in the game there. Kansas made a little run there, 10-0 run, go up 5, and then Missouri did a nice response there, getting the ball inside. Kendall Purrier, Katie Huffman, doing a lot of good things, attacking the rim and pounding the paint.
Kind of a battle of styles. Kansas team got off to a quick run. They made a few threes, got out of transition and made some layups. And then the Missouri team took it inside. And the team that's taking it inside is in the lead right now. We'll see how the second half plays out.
And we are underway in that second half. 2 quarters, running clock, except for the last minutes of each quarter. We've got 12 minutes of a running clock here in quarter number 3. Kansas with an early miss going the other way.
I said that, and then the Kansas team threw it inside the first play there, so clearly I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Well, and maybe now we see on the right side of your screen, actually the left side of your screen, this must be the opportune basket here on our right. How about that? Nice follow-up. Can't get it to go. Cameron Smith. Great efforts. Avery Simmons. Lethal from 3.
Like you were saying, maybe it's this basket. That's the basket to shoot threes, and then the other one's the basket to throw it inside.
35-31, the largest lead of the game for Missouri. Early in the third quarter. Here's Rogers. Wait for a screen. Little Euro step hop inside, underneath. Not going to go. Here comes Missouri.
Tierra Davis doesn't miss many of those inside of there, that's for sure.
Here's Simmons again. Might have got away with a little one right there. Hey, friends, it's an all-star game. You're going to get away with stuff like that.
Avery Simmons, she lives in that area. Just kills people right there in that mid-paint there.
Rogers from 8 away. She's got it for 2. Down to a 5-point lead for Missouri. How about that quick first step? It's ridiculous. That is Jayla Cornelius out of Blue Springs.
Emporia State's getting a really nice player. That's a steal for them. She's going to be a fantastic player and be able to handle the basketball at that level and be a really, really talented player for them. I think they've got great find there.
I think the technical term for what she has is she's got the quicks. She's got a nasty first step and just that kind of that grace when she can slide through.
Yeah, really developed her game. When she was a freshman, we didn't really guard her on the perimeter, but that changed real quickly over the last few years. She has put a lot of time in, a lot of sacrifice.
It's my first time seeing her play in person. She is fast twitch.
She's feeling it now. Avery Simmons. Back-to-back threes. A 9-point lead now for Missouri. Largest lead of the game for either squad. 42-33. 9 1/4 left in quarter number 3. Running clock.
Been Avery Simmons half so far. She's come out on fire this second half and is extending the lead for the Missouri team here.
Yeah, she's been the only one to make a field goal so far for the Missouri team. She's definitely feeling it right now.
There's Douglas. Turn around. It's a tough shot. Love to see her go up strong. So often, you know, the younger players, they like to bring that ball down just a little bit. Not Lainey Douglas. She's going to keep that up, and she's got the strength to do it too. And punched her ticket to the charity stripe. She's going to shoot 1, maybe 2.
Kind of the same thing we were saying about Emporia State. Missouri State's got a really, really nice post player coming with Lainey. She's really good inside and has extended her range out to the three-point line even in high school. So we had to guard her all over the floor. She's tough and she runs the floor really, really well.
And that Blue Valley Northwest team, they have gone from a nice team to a fantastic team. Coach over there has just done a fantastic job in her first year. That is certainly a team that is on the rise.
They've always had the talent over there, and I have to give a shout out to the coach over there is a good friend of mine, Coach Shea. She does a fantastic job with getting her girls playing really hard. And so they're going to be a force to be reckoned with for years to come here.
We look forward to playing them next year. Lee Summit West, we're going to go to 8-10. I think they're having an 8-10 shootout, varsity shootout at their place in January, and we're going to go and we get to play them. And I don't know if that's a good thing, but we'll look forward to the challenge, and that'll be a fun atmosphere to play at their place. in 8-10 shootout.
I was just going to say I have a little different perspective. I don't look forward to playing them at all, actually.
Yeah.
Here's Holly Woods. Kicks it over to Huffman. Almost lost the handle. 1, 2, 3, scoop up and in, no good. In transition here. How about that little stutter step? I just like her game so much.
She's fun to watch.
She absolutely is.
Wasn't fun to coach against, but she is fun to watch. Going to Johnson County next year, join her sister, Coach Conrad there. They lost the national championship, but he does a phenomenal job there with his program, and I'm sure she'll just continue to get better.
Left side for Scott. Baseline drive. Going to draw the foul. A little bit too aggressive on the defense down low.
Zai's hit a lot of pockets like that and gone the other way and got layups for sure.
That's a nice weapon to have on the defensive end.
My.
Who's the best player? Let's put her on there.
Brian. Only a 2, but a sweet-looking stroke. Brianna Benassi out of Lee Summit High.
Yeah, had a phenomenal career. 1,000 points, 1,000 rebounds for her high school career.
It's impressive.
Tenacious on the glass.
And here we go. They have the numbers. You're just looking for long over there, waiting for it, for that 3-ball opportunity. Huffman cleans it up underneath for Missouri, going the other way. Missouri now 11-point lead.
I'm surprised Huckabee didn't just stop and shoot a 3 herself.
Right. They're going to get Abigail Long. As I mentioned earlier, so many of these student athletes will continue their playing careers after they graduate here in May. One of those being Abigail Long. She's going to Yale, so clearly an underachiever. Addison Tower out of DeSoto going to St. Mary's. Jemiah McPherson, Air Force. Izzy Joyce, soccer at CMSU. They're going to give her 3 shots. Not sure. 5:05, 13-point advantage for Missouri. But Abigail Long, as we mentioned, she's at the line. She's going to be going to Yale. Harley Baker, get this, Harley Baker is going to Baker University. Great player out of Basel Linwood for Coach Tad up there.
Oh, yeah.
Cameron Smith, Shawnee Mission South, she's going to Missouri Western. Truman State University is getting a good one with Braylee Rogers. Talked about her a little bit before. Simpson College is going to be getting Ella Anderson. Olathe South forward, 5'11", averages nearly 10 points a game this season for the Falcons.
They had a great year as well this year. They were really, really tough to deal with, and a lot of that had to do with one Ella Anderson. She's a matchup problem for most teams. Can play out on the perimeter and inside. She's tough to deal with. I don't know why she passed that one up.
I was going to say.
I don't know.
Wish she would have passed those up against you, right?
And substitutions en masse at the 4-minute mark of quarter number 3. 48-33. Kansas looking for a little bit of an answer to the scoring explosion to start the second half by Missouri. Throwing it in is Kansas. There's Douglas on the outside looking to go in. She does. Is that the aforementioned Baker out of Basel Linwood?
Pulling it.
Cornelius, a little behind the back, a little razzle-dazzle. Good hustle by Keely Bean out of Lathrop.
They had a nice year there at Lathrop, 28-1.
Ella Anderson running the floor.
Going the other way, nice cannon, yes it can. Gets it to go. Here's Missouri. 2:46, 2:45 left in quarter number 3, 48-35. Coach Snell mentioned Julian Huckabee, volleyball recruit at Florida International.
Summer Yancey doing Summer Yancey things.
Right. There's Rogers to her right. Gets it rejected, but almost comes back up with it. Second chance opportunity. Here's Yancey, gonna walk it up.
Coach, look at this group out here, and this group just tells you, like, this is a tough group out here.
Oh.
Baker, Rogers, Yancey, Purrier. This is a tough Jemiah McPherson. Oh, my gosh. This is a tough group on the floor, one you do not want to face on either side.
It's remarkable to me to think how much the game, the girls' basketball game, has grown, and the quality of play in, say, the last 15 to 20 years. I mean, let's face it, there were often times where you'd have final scores 12-8, and it really wasn't that competitive, but because of coaches like you guys, you have helped shape what the game is today for so many of these young student athletes to give them an opportunity to showcase their natural abilities.
That top level has really improved. Skill level wise, is off the charts what it had been prior, and continues to grow. And the next generation of players, it'll be interesting to see where they take it from here, and the baton goes when it goes to them.
Now, I'm going to say that didn't happen too many times to Lainey Douglas in her career.
I've never seen it happen before.
Maybe she hasn't either.
The amount of work that these girls put in, I mean, these girls are in the gym shooting like crazy. They're working on their ball handling. They're working on their finishing at the rim. That's the reason why the game has risen to the level it's risen to. I can't take any credit for it at all. I'm just hoping to give girls an opportunity to show off their talent, like that play right there.
Yep.
That was smooth.
The finishing, I think, is one of the areas that has really grown in women's basketball.
Absolutely.
The ability to finish in different creative
finishes.
That's a great point. Has really grown.
Might have been a little foul there as Jemiah tries to finish.
Less than 10 seconds to play in quarter number 3. Missouri now with a commanding 20-point lead. Kansas trying to get a little feel-good basket here at the end of the third quarter. They got 6-5 to do it.
That escalated quickly.
Maya McPherson, she lets it go. She finds the hardwood the hard way. Are they going to send to the line? Nah, I think they're just, or are they? They might give her a couple of shots. We'll see here. Yeah, they will. Why not? It's an all-star game. First of 2 tonight here at St. Thomas Aquinas High School. Always fantastic host whenever we're here with 810varsity.com. Soccer showcases, basketball showcases, and so much more. Coach Hetzel is out here before the game, sweeping the floors, moving chairs, setting up tables. Great athletic director Ken Fox making sure he's been by here, I don't know, about once every 5 minutes, seeing if we're okay. But you look over here to the left, you know, we talk about Coach Hetzel, and if you didn't know who he was, you would think he was just part of the maintenance staff here at St. Thomas Aquinas. I mean, all he needs is that big, you know, what do they call the big wad of keys?
Big key ring.
Right, the key ring, yeah, kind of hanging off of his belt. And, you know, he's just so unassuming.
He does things the right way. Heck of a basketball coach in the state of Kansas for a really, really long time. Won a ton of championships. And just one of the good guys in this game, that's for sure. We're fortunate to have him as a part of girls basketball over in the state of Kansas. That's for sure.
And there he is, pushing the ball cart away. Probably he's going to find his way to the concession stand and make some nachos here next. It's ridiculous.
Hey, great model for young coaches.
Yeah.
Amen to
Do
that.
whatever needs to be done.
Absolutely.
55-35, one more quarter of play for bragging rights. Kansas versus Missouri. And right now it is all Missouri going into the lane. Rejected, no foul called. Friends, if you're just tuning in, you're thinking, wait a second, why are they letting these athletes play? Well, because it's an all-star game. They're having some fun out there, and we're having a delightful time just watching them hoop it up.
That's fun. It's really fun. A lot of high-level basketball on the floor.
Shimer Wright switches her dribble. 1-2.
Man, explosiveness there. One dribble and right to the rim there. Oof.
You can't teach that length and that explosion, that's for sure.
That's only going to improve from Oral Roberts.
Oral Roberts,
Yep.
she's headed to Oral Roberts. The pass.
Bounce pass, can't get it to land in the waiting hands. Tiara Davis going the other way from Missouri.
With as hard as she plays and everything Coach Western has taught her over the last couple of years, I bet she has an opportunity to compete for minutes right away as a freshman when she gets down to Oral Roberts and be an impact player on that team.
Absolutely.
Coming the other way, that is Cameron Smith.
Shawnee Mission South teammates, that's the second time that they have not been able to connect. You didn't see that happen very many times this year.
Nope.
I saw a contingent of Shawnee Mission South fans here behind us a little earlier. I think half the DeSoto girls basketball team is here supporting Addison Tower.
They got their coach and a player from their team.
Kennedy Herring.
Oof. Slicing and dicing through the lane, up and off the glass and good. The athleticism just oozes. And a block on the other end.
I think that might be 4 blocks for Zy Funches.
Funches. Come on. Thought about a 3, gonna work it inside. Might have got away with a little extra there. Why not take the 3? Kennedy Herring had a good look, doesn't get it to go, but an offensive rebound still doesn't go, now the other way.
Let it fly.
Ashley Van Elders. Another rejection. I think that's about the 49th block we've had in this game. It's just ridiculous. They are still getting after it. What do we have, 9-10 left in this contest?
In this defensive all-star game.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. The score notwithstanding, 58-39 right now. 19-point spread for Missouri. Make it 21.
Nice take there by Sheree Wright. They're out of Grandview. They're very nice players. Got some JUCO interest.
It's going to be a little bit short.
Missouri's
Long
getting out of
outlet.
transition now.
Well,
Got some tired girls on the floor now.
and there's the sniper. Oh, I thought she was going to pull back for that. Oh! And that'll excite.
Towers a sniper too. They went sniper to sniper there.
The Wildcat fans, you hear them behind us. Out of DeSoto High.
Coach Kelly's taking a picture of the student section. This must be their home game.
Got a nice crowd here from DeSoto.
A couple of substitutions. As we mentioned earlier, Coach Ryan Roby out of DeSoto High and Jess Kelly, his longtime assistant, are the head coaches for the Kansas All-Star team. And also Joe Leaker and Katie McJunkus out of Gardner Edgerton. And for the Missouri side, Kiera Hardy out of St. Teresa's Academy and Katrina Jonigan out of Center High. And Mary Croning out of St. Michael.
Yeah.
And Krishna Lee as well.
And Mary, she just retired her coaching whistle and getting into administration. And big loss for the coaching community here in the Missouri side, as she does so much for a coaches association, but happy for her that she's going to get into administration and probably do great things at St. Michael's.
I thought the Missouri team, when they called their out-of-bounds play, were asking for a replay. They had the little twirl of the fingers going. I don't know if they wanted a replay call or...
Well, they can ask. They're certainly not going to get it from us. We have a hard enough time just turning on the computer here, let alone doing replay.
Abby Long does not have a hard time knocking down threes, that's for sure. She just makes another one there.
Oh, another block. That one was by Aaliyah Moss out of Gardner-Richardson.
She's a great athlete, really fast, strong. She's played big for her team. She plays guard for her team. She does a little bit of everything for them. She's fantastic. And then there's Lainey Douglas.
DiRenna Benassi.
Benassi there out of Lee Summit. She's going to, I believe, UMKC there to play soccer. They're one of the multi-sport athletes we've talked about.
Here comes Long, 62-44, less than 6 to play here in quarter number 4. Douglas for 3, why not? You have a 3, you have a 3. Just handing them out left and right.
Post want to get into some of that three-point action.
I mean, why not? Anymore, so many of the really good post players have the range to be able to do that.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Yep.
Good pass.
Oh, nice look underneath to Douglas. Rogers with great court vision. Tough player. Great player. Out of Olathe East High.
The free throw line might be a disadvantage to them right now. The clock's running a little bit.
Right.
They haven't made very many of them. They want to get up and go. They are getting 2 points for the make there, so that helps.
62-46. 16-point spread. Missouri with the ball. That is Riley Thompson. Hands it off a long 3. That was a rainbow. Not going to go, but guess what? Underneath to clean it up. Huffman had it. Lost the handle.
Good pass.
Nice pass. Fantastic. 4.5-minute mark. Couple of substitutions.
Coach and I were talking about Kansas getting a shot clock next year, and Missouri's not quite getting one yet, but we're excited that we're getting a shot clock. A game like this is a game where you definitely don't need a shot clock. Shots are going up quickly, but we're excited to see how it goes this year. Our league, the EKL, will have shot clocks everywhere, so hopefully that happens in Missouri soon as we kind of play teams from across the border.
Yep.
Hopefully they get theirs too.
Yeah, hopeful. We're hopeful on the Missouri side. They voted last year, and it didn't really go as well as some of us were hoping. That want the shot clock in place, and but hopefully the trend is upwards for that to happen. And we're excited. My program, we're going to come over to Kansas side and play a shot clock game. We're going to go to Nebraska, and they just approved it last week and play a couple games there, and another opportunity for our girls to play shot clock. And, excited to see what that brings to our game and the strategy and the challenges that'll bring, and coaching-wise, the things we'll need to do to be prepared for that.
And the states that have instituted the shot clock are allowed it to happen. There hasn't been a single state that has taken it away.
Yep.
Once it's there, people understand that, hey, this isn't so bad after all.
Yeah.
And I understand some of the, legitimate concerns, logistics. Well, it's going to take somebody else. You got to train them. There's a couple of bucks involved with that. But, yeah, for the good of the sport, I think it certainly has to happen. Exciting time, certainly, in Kansas. And, yeah, like you say, Coach, Missouri certainly to follow suit, I would think, next year.
Thanks for Occasion for making that happen this year.
Hopeful that it'll come in the next couple of years. And
Sure.
I mean, every state that is around us pretty much at this point now has it.
Right.
So we're kind of the last ones holding on to that no shot clock.
Zy Funch is coming back in here.
Kansas.
Make one more push.
Kansas going with an athletic roster out there trying to get up and down here.
Well, they've cut the lead to 14. It was 20 at one point. 21, in fact. Here's Long. She can have something to say about it.
She's got Scott all over her right now. I haven't seen defense like that
in the fourth quarter of an All-Star game. Don't tell them that.
Scott does not want to see her make another shot.
You see Coach Roby over here. Look, his team's down by 14, but he's still having fun. He wants the players to have a great time, and no question about it. I think we might have a timeout.
I was hoping Coach Roby got a tag. He didn't like something that happened. Give him a tag.
Oh, my goodness. He would never live that down. the only coach in the history of history to get a technical foul in an all-star game. Well, 62-48, less than 2 minutes to go. As a reminder, we will have the boys all-star game right here on A10 Varsity and A10Varsity.com about 15 minutes after the conclusion of this all-star game. And at halftime of the boys game, we will have a dunking contest. David Trimble, our great producer here, I think is going to be demonstrating at its intermission the proper way to do a 360 windmill, the 360 and the windmill. I mean, there's a lot of things going on there, and he's just shaking his head like, yeah, easy peasy.
Break out the trampoline.
Trampoline. The chiropractor and the orthopedist.
I'm sticking around to watch that for sure.
Oh, my goodness. And there it is, a little bit closer, down to 11.
Big shot.
Still plenty of time, but Missouri has other thoughts, and they're not going to stop scoring. That was, I think, what she was trying to do. That was Ava Pickens. I think she was just trying to do a little touch pass. You know, she had to go up really high. What a heady play. Coach Bennett always seems to have those players that they're just so cerebral. And he had that at, Mill Valley when he was over there, now up at Staley.
Does a phenomenal job with his program and coaching his girls up. They're always prepared and organized.
I love, my goodness. How do you stop that? Kendall Puryear.
Little bully ball.
Jillian
Isn't
Huckabee
she, though?
does not want that. She says, get me out of here.
Oh, my goodness. Such a great player there. She finally gets another one down to a 10-point spread, 55 seconds left. Still a lot to play for both of these teams, and they're still going all out. No question about it. Baseline drive, kicks it out. Three, is it going to go? No, but inside. Look at there. Puryear, come on. Kendall Puryear. Just ridiculous. Averaged nearly 20 points a game. She probably could have 30 if she played a little bit more. Just ridiculous.
Probably the best player we played against all year.
Is that right?
She's phenomenal.
Another three by Missouri. Why not? 16 seconds, 66-54. Why not take a three? Not going to get it. Kicks it back out. The Air Force commit. Finishes it up. Does Jemiah McPherson. And that's going to finish it up for the scoring here in the Girls All-Star Game. Missouri, take a bow. You are reigning champs, and you have bragging rights of the DiRenna All-Star Game here at St. Thomas Aquinas High School and Overland Park. Both teams are slapping hands, a lot of smiles. I know Kansas came out on the other end, but they are all being, look at that. You see Julian Huckabee, she is just smiling, and there's Long. I mean, come on. You love to see that. Love to see the sportsmanship, and I know I can speak for everybody at home that's been watching and listening. We certainly have appreciated head coach Justin Snell out of St. James Academy, head coach Jared Broughton out of Lee Summit West for joining us here on the broadcast. Now, I would ask you both to come back again next year, but you're both going to probably have too many players in the game. You're going to be watching from the stands, and you're not going to want to have anything to do up here with all this action.
If you have me back, I'll be back.
All right.
I'll give you that right now. Now, I may forget that I said that.
Hey, well, we've got the tape. Book her right now. I don't know what the date's going to be, but we would love to have you back. And we have loved to have you being a part of this wherever you're watching. And we know that there's people from all over the states. And we have even heard from, and I didn't have an opportunity to hear the first name, but I believe it's one of Harley Baker's relatives that is overseas that is also tuning in. So we want to give a big shout out to Harley Baker's relative. But right now, big shout out to both of these teams. We appreciate them sharing their talents with us and with all of you watching from afar. And we're going to step away, and well, I think they're announcing players of the game, if I'm not mistaken. And if you said it earlier, Coach Snell, you know, what was Long playing for out there? Well, player of the game, and on the Kansas side, that's what she gets.
She knew there was a trophy involved, and she got it. She went out there and got it for sure.
And Avery Simmons for the Missouri side, she's going to be taking home a little bit of hardware as well. Both of these players and so many more. Plenty of trophies and plaques and medals hanging in their trophy room, their trophy shelf, or whatever and wherever it is. So we're going to step away. We're going to keep the broadcast live. As a reminder, the boys' game will take place in about 15 to 20 minutes from now, right here at St. Thomas Aquinas at DiRenna All-Star Friday. You're watching it live on 810varsity.com. We'll be right back.
Get a shake with your points and some fries on the side with your points. You get more with every order. Get a Whataburger or a patty melt or some breakfast with the points. You get more with every order. Get a biscuit or a brownie, but no matter what you pick, you get more. Like your favorite Whataburger or whatever, 'cause it all gives you more with Whataburger Rewards.
Jack Stack carryout comes in clutch. Jack's that carryout comes in clutch.
Shake with your points and some fries on the side with your points.
You get more with every order.
Get a Whataburger or a patty melt or some breakfast with the point.
You get more with every order.
Get a biscuit or a brownie, but no matter what you pick, you get more.
Like your favorite Whataburger or whatever, cause it all gives you more with Whataburger rewards.
and welcome back to beautiful St. Thomas Aquinas High School here in Overland Park, Kansas. We have seen one All-Star game so far today. Friends, if you think that's all you can see tonight, well, you're wrong. You're mistaken, because we have the boys. DiRenna All-Star Game moments away from tip-off here at St. Thomas Aquinas. My name is Sean Brewer. I am joined by head coach. Now, are you old enough to be called legendary head coach yet? At what point can you become legendary?
Nowhere near it, man. I don't know. I'm old enough, but nowhere near that status.
Well, that man that you just heard, his name is Coach Jake Cates. He's from William Chrisman High School. That's over on the Missouri side. We're on the Kansas side for this game, and we have a total of 30 players that we're going to be talking about that will be showing us their skills that earn them the right to be called the best of the best in the Kansas City metro area. All right. Don't always get the officials coming up, but then again, I'm usually way up high in so many ways. You know, I'm heads in the clouds and whatever else. But friends, we have a delight for you here in the coming moments. Now, a couple of things about the format that we're going to see here. We will have 4 quarters, and it will be a running clock. So 12-minute quarters of the running clock, except for the final minutes of each of the 4 quarters. But at halftime, we have something special for you. We have a slam dunk contest that will be held right here, and you're going to be able to see every dunk, every windmill, everything that happens in that dunk contest right here on A10 Varsity. A10varsity.com. As the officials here, I'm just not used to this, Coach. I mean, I appreciate their gratitude and wanting to make sure we're ready to go, but this is unusual. Now, we are courtside. That's a little bit different than typically we would be. We have our great camera operator on the far side pointing back at us, but we're here on the sideline in between the Kansas team, which are going to be wearing the all blues, and the Missouri team that are going to be wearing the all blacks here at St. Thomas Aquinas Auditorium. Coach Cates, as you look at this Missouri roster, both of these rosters are oozing, dripping with talent and athleticism. And I know it's kind of cliche to say, you know, every year it gets a little bit better, but damn it, I don't know. You look at this roster, and I haven't had a chance to see as many as you have, but what I have seen, they're just freaks, absolute freaks.
Yes, and I'm really familiar with most of the Missouri side guys, and they are very athletic this year. I don't know as much about the Kansas side, but it looks to me like we've got all the makings of a great all-star game, including an all-star officials group out here to work the game tonight. I am excited. A little Kansas versus Missouri.
Bragging rights on the line. We have a packed house here at St. Thomas Aquinas. Standing room only. I have been told, I was just handed a piece of paper by our producer, David Trimble. We have, there it is right here, it's in my hands, unofficial attendance tonight. Unofficial 4,916, folks. Can you believe that? In this little old gym high on the hill in beautiful Overland Park, Kansas. Well, they are coming out to see the best of the best, and you have a front row seat to all the action all night long right here on A10 Varsity at A10varsity.com. Well, you hear the public address announcer going through the rosters, and I'm going to try to do the same. First, on the Missouri side, wearing the number 2 is Grant Redd. He's out of St. Pius X High School. Pierre Smith wearing the number 5. He's out of Ruskin. Winnetonka's Kai Coleman wearing the number 10. Josiah Kirkwood. He's out of Grandview wearing the dozen. I beg your pardon. Tim Wooden out of Central. Where's the 1-4? Trey Taylor out of William Chrisman. I've heard that he's got a hell of a coach. Trey Taylor wearing the 15. Ashton Germain out of Ray-Pac wearing the number 20. Wearing the number 22 is Logan Bishop. Out of Lee Summit West, Grandview's Michael Smith Jr. wearing the 24. Chaz Watson wearing the 30. Brandon Moore, 32. He's out of Central. Van Horn's Zachary Kirk wearing the number 34. Isaiah Howard out of Plattsburgh wears the 42. Judah Victory out of Platte County wears the 4s. And Samuel, I believe it's Dada. Just how it looks out of North KC. He's wearing the number 45. Well, for the players wearing blue, first of all, number 2, David Coben. You see him out there, and then look at those kicks. We got glitter, we got rainbows, a little bit of every color of the rainbow on those. My goodness. Those are like customized right out of Beaverton. David Coben, one of my favorite players that I've been able to cover over the years. He's a walk out of DeSoto wearing the number 2. Gavin Harvey wears the number 5. He's out of Blue Valley West. Jackson Bonzinski. Boy, can he shoot. He's out of Blue Valley Southwest wearing the number 10. Abdoulaye Conti, now he is here. He's not going to be suiting up, but he is certainly still part of this team. How about?
Right off the tip, Jake Fritz with the flush.
Come on. I think they've done that a few times in practice. I don't know. Here's a long 3, Brandon Moore. And he lets everybody know that that's 1, 2, 3 points. And Missouri's got a 1-point lead. 11.5 early goings here in quarter number 1. The DiRenna All-Star Game. Here at St. Thomas Aquinas, glad you're spending some of your Friday evening with us. Certainly a delight to be here with these student athletes. I'm not sure. Now, okay, first of all, some of you, if you're just tuning in, you think this is going to be a typical game. Friends, it's an all-star game. There's going to be a lot of run and gun, a lot of fun, and few fouls called. So we might even break 100 points. Who knows? Here's Coben. David Coben. Now, at some point, they're going to have to call a couple of those fouls.
Yeah, but you haven't seen a player say anything yet. So,
right.
You know what? If they're safe and we're getting up and down the floor. And there's a coach's kid knocking down the 3, Ashton Germain.
Here's Kansas. They are down by 4 early on to Missouri. There's the big fella, Joey Mattioni. Hands it off. Long 3. Off the window, cleaning it up inside is the aforementioned Mattioni. He's out of Blue Valley Northwest, a Husky for Coach Heim. Here comes Missouri. Up by 2. Circles the drain, long outlet pass up to Coben. Coben is 5'10". He just skied like he's about 7'8". How about that athleticism? Now, come on.
If that went down, I was walking out of here, Sean.
What is going on? Come on, the athleticism of these student athletes is off the charts. And Jake Fritz, a little frustrated with himself, but you see a lot of smiles out there too, Coach. It's always good to see. They're having fun out here.
And that's what tonight's about.
Long range 3, a little bit short. Here's Coben. Kind of running from the point. Coben, a standout of DeSoto High School, played for Coach Matt Rice. Look at there. Sometimes you get lucky, a little bit off the glass and in. That's Gavin Harvey, Blue Valley West Jaguar.
Talked to Coach Rice before the game. He said Coben was wearing his shoes out here tonight because he's not allowed to wear those shoes at DeSoto.
Oh, is that the deal?
That's
Coach
it.
Rice. We need to get, I know he's up here behind. I see him right there. And his daughter, I think. He says it's his wife, but I guess, I don't know. Delightful couple they are, coming out to support. And not just Coach Rice, but there are a number of coaches on the boys and girls sides that I've seen walk in and out of here today. It's great to see so many coaches like yourself, Coach Cates, that are out here supporting the student athletes.
There's Fritz with a deep 3 for the Kansas side. Things starting to heat up a little bit here.
8-4, 8.5 left in quarter number 1. Some players have an ability to just kind of defy gravity, and they just kind of slice through the air. They stay suspended.
Central's got a couple of kids here tonight that extremely fun to watch, super athletic, and that's why they had a Final Four year this year.
Right. On the guy of the boys' side, the male DiRenna finalist, Joey Mattioni, as we've talked about before, Keaton Wagler out of Shawnee Mission Northwest, David Coben, who we're seeing here this evening out of DeSoto, Isaiah Howard out of Plattsburgh, and Corbin Allen out of Oak Park. 2 of the 5 finalists for the best player in the Metro are underclassmen. the winner this year, Corbin Allen, underclassman. He's only a junior. We don't get to see him here in the DiRenna All-Star Game for another year. But we do get to see, again, a trifecta from long range by Chaz Watson. That's just filthy.
One of those weapons Lee Summit West had out there this year. Coach Schieber's final year.
That's right. Heard he announced his retirement. What a great career he's had over there. I think he's been the only coach at Lee Summit West.
He opened that program. Fantastic career and a great guy.
Long outlet pass. Finds the hardwood. Now I love right there. Love to see that sportsmanship. Hats off to you, Chaz Watson, and your family doing a great job of raising that young man, helping up the player that's wearing the other color jersey. Oh, and we've just been handed. They don't realize the mistakes they're making tonight with us, and they've made another one. But we've just been handed a stack of sheets with numbers on them. We will be participating in the judging of the dunk contest.
Can't wait for that.
Oh, my goodness. So if you are a family member listening on your internet device here at St. Thomas Aquinas in the gym, and you want to kind of grease the skids and maybe bring down some money so we vote for your student, your player in the dunk contest, well, come on now. You got to start at the least a 50 spot. All right, 15-4, 15-9. Think about sitting here out mid-court. You can't really see the scoreboards all that well, but we can see right now Missouri. How about that? A little slide step off the glass and in. Grant Red makes it look easy.
Great footwork there.
Pickpocket Trey Taylor. Trey Taylor out of William Chrisman. He is coached well.
Got him out on the break. Nice feed and finish.
Few substitutions after that last break. Micah Deaver, one of them. He's got the rock, top of the key. He's going to spin around, scooping it up off the back iron. He's going to shoot. They say 2, but he's going to go to the line to shoot 1 for 2 points.
It did take 6.5 minutes, but we finally have a foul in this game.
Right. And if it's like they played in the girls All-Star game that we saw, fantastic game, by the way, the Missouri won by 10 points just a little while ago. What they will do is they will allow the shooter to shoot 1 shot for 2 points just to kind of help the speed of the game, but they are not going to do that, so everything that I just said, forget about it. Like most people do anyway. Just forget about what Sean said. 19-9, 10-point spread for Missouri. And 19-10.
So, as normal, the coaches are informing the officials on the rules of the game for this All-Star game.
That is head coach Jake Cates. Cates with a K. William Chrisman High. Nice floater.
Trey Taylor, very smooth scorer. Still looking for a place to play next year if any college coaches out there. We've got a couple visits for him set up coming up, but great player.
Certainly well coached. Now, Trey Taylor, he averaged nearly 20 points a game in his senior season, leading William Chrisman. 3 doesn't go, coming back the other way. Here's Lashley. He's kind of got that Carlos Boozer look to him, doesn't he? Just sort of a man-child. I mean, I don't know. I think he probably benches 425. He's got more tats than Allen Iverson. And he played. Look at that. Right there he is. He is a big boy.
He is a grown man.
Now, he's had some offers, but he is electing, not quite enough ups. Isaiah Howard thought about it.
Finish at the buzzer by Grant Red from St. Pius.
It's pie time here in the first quarter, 3:14 left. Substitutions for each team. I believe that I only made it through a few of the Kansas players. I'm going to run through those real quick here. Micah Deaver wears the number 14. He's out of Olathe East. Logan Sullivan making the trip down. I think it's K10 coming in all the way from Eudora, Kansas, wearing the number 15. Matthew Corrales, he's a Falcon. For Olathe South, wearing the number 20. Teddy Saylor The double deuce out of Shawnee Mission East. Blue Valley North Mustang, John Lashley. Number 24. Long three by Logan Sullivan out of Eudora. Long drive over here to Overland Park. A long three, so it certainly tracks. A little off-balance shot. Good pressure coming back the other way for Kansas. Speaking of Kansas, Jake Fritz wears the number 30. He's out of Blue Valley Northwest as well. Gregory Ballard, also Blue Valley North. He's a Mustang wearing the number 32. Dean Marcus out of Blue Valley High wears the 34. Devin Kerr out of Piper High wearing the 4-2. Saw a lot of him in the state championship game, Chase Championship tournament down in Emporia just a few weeks ago. Fantastic player for the head coach of the Kansas side, Coach Steve Wallace, assisted by Derek Jackson, as well as Mill Valley head coach Kurt Bangle and his assistant Alex Holton. A couple of Jaguars, a couple of Pirates. Mason Kemp for Mill Valley wears the double 4. And Joey Mattioni, Blue Valley Northwest Husky, wearing the number 45. Back to the action, 8-point spread. Going to be a little bit more, not on this trip. Well, cleaning up the trash underneath. Right place, right time. That is Zachary Kerr out of Van Horn.
Zachary's a great high school player, one of the best athletes we faced all year, heading to North Central Missouri University.
Little off-balance shot by Logan Sullivan. You can't make the shots you don't take, and he's going to take them, and he's going to make them at some point. A long three, just like that. That is Zachary, the aforementioned Zachary Kerr.
Zachary's one of my favorite players we've played against, not just his game, but just the personality he brings to the floor, and just loves playing basketball.
And so many of the players that we're going to see here throughout the evening, Coach, they have been playing ball to some extent, you know, since they're knee-high to a grasshopper, as they say. But you're exactly right. They're gym rats. I guess what I'm saying is, for all you kids out there that are tuning in and watching us here on A10 Varsity, you don't just wake up and you're an all-star caliber player. You have got to perfect your craft over so many hours in the gym and in the weight room, certainly in the classroom too, because without the grades, you're not going to be able to play on the court. But it's just a testament to the dedication of all these players, their families, their coaches as well. There he goes. Oh, my.
Oh, I'm going to light Zachary up for that one. He might be the highest flyer in the gym tonight.
I think he might have been afraid of the time. Maybe that's it. Well, does that bode well for him in the slam dunk contest? Is he looking for a little redemption? Because he's going to hear it from his teammates, and Coach Cates up here as well. You just kind of, you saw it. You thought, okay, he's going to hop off the trampoline any second now.
Oh, man, I even grabbed your arm. I was like, here it comes.
That was my leg.
Oh.
I don't know why. You said grab, and I thought you were rubbing it. I thought, what's going on over here? Wow.
Oh, man.
30-19, 11 points. You know, we talked about maybe breaking 100. Well, we're certainly on track to do that. 1 quarter in the books. You'd think this is the Warriors and the Suns, but no, this is Missouri and Kansas. Bragging right game here at the DiRenna All-Star Game. Start of quarter number 2. Kansas sending out Mason Kemp. His bright yellow shoes, you're going to see him from a mile away. He also, in his part-time job, he is a road flagger. He is with those shoes. You know, he's got the flag, but he doesn't need it. You know, it allows the cars to pass when you're doing construction. Okay. Talk about the ups. My goodness. Go-Go Gadget shoes. Somebody check them out. Here comes Missouri going the other way. Fast break opportunity. Cleaning up the mess. Again, Zachary Kerr. Zachary Kerr. He has impressed here so far. Has so many. Ooh. Zachary turns around and he's like, me? I think you're going to call it on me?
Zachary loves to do a lot of things. He loves to shoot threes. He loves to dunk. And if you ask Coach Solers, he loves to foul.
And then I'm like, what? Me? Throws up the surgeon hands. Like, I don't know. Jake Fritz makes one at the line for 2. Back to an 11-point spread for Missouri. Corey Kerr hands it off underneath. Baseline drive. That was pretty. That was Kai Coleman out of Winnetonka. Coleman averages over 15 points in his senior campaign for Tonka. Long 3. A little bit off the mark. A little bit of a scrum. Good effort. Look, this is an all-star game, Coach, but all of these players, I mean, they are playing like this is, the semifinals of the state tournament.
There's a reason they're here. They play the game the right way. They play hard.
Competitiveness.
Absolutely.
Right. Mason Kemp, one of the top football recruits, deciding to take his basketball talent to Gannon University once he is done playing. Done studying now that he has done. He's finished playing. Mill Valley made it to the semifinals and the 6A state championship tournament.
Rebound there by Kai Coleman from Winnetonka. He had a great season. He and Trey Taylor were actually co-player of the year in our conference, and they beat us in the district championship game and went on to the Final Four. So great way to go out for Kai and the Winnetonka Griffins.
An ambitious shot does not go. Here comes Fritz. Goes to his right, gets picked on his left. Long pass ahead, can't save it. Right in front. There's David Coleman. I think Coach Bangle was saying, hey, don't run me over. Coach Bangle, he's a big, strong guy, but I'll tell you what, David Coleman, he's 5'10", but he is a well-built young man. 9:09 left in quarter number 2, 34-21. Missouri up by 13. Kansas trying to put a few buckets together, and that's how they're going to start. Jake Fritz, he's got a couple of buckets so far tonight. Makes it an 11-point game. Oof, you saw that coming. You saw it coming. A little razzle-dazzle pass behind the back. Up and in. And keep in mind, now, these guys have practiced together once, but that's it. That's what you would call, the technical term would be basketball instinctual.
Now, those two are high school teammates with the bat behind the back. Those guys both were at Central this year. Final Four team. But I've already seen other things that you're talking about tonight between guys that don't.
You just sort of know you got a feel for it. Oof. Well, you thought he was just going to lay the hammer down. A nice soft touch up and in.
And 42 may be one of the best players that you've never seen play if you don't follow smaller. Woo! Up and in with the finish and the flush.
Okay. That was impressive.
Fritz.
All right. He came to play.
But getting back to Isaiah at Plattsburgh High School, unbelievable numbers. He scored, I believe, 1,200 points just this season.
Just this season?
Yes, he's a 3,000-point scorer in high school.
Well, doing my quick maths, I don't know how many he's got to average. In fact, my quick math says he averages 34.3. How about that? I didn't even have to take off my shoes.
I love working with smart people.
34. Well, I'll try to find you one, but seriously, 34 points. I don't care what level. I don't care what school, what class. 34 points a game, averaging, is ridiculous. Lashley, a little bit frustrated that he lost the handle. He'll have plenty of other chances.
Isaiah is heading to North Dakota State University to play. He got my vote this year.
Right.
For the DiRenna Award.
Speaking of votes, we're counting down the minutes, to the dunk competition that we will have here at halftime. And we have what do we have? Like 6, 7, 8, and 9? Oh, and we have a 10. Okay, perfect 10 score.
Here we go in transition.
Jackson Bonzinski. Beautiful looking stroke by Gregory Ballard. Jackson Bonzinski, he's out of Blue Valley Southwest, and I have to mention the struggles. It's just a real rough year at Blue Valley Southwest. They lost their longtime head basketball coach, Coach Lechner, and the way they still battled every night. They came out and they had a chance to make it to the state tournament late in the season. Credit to the staff and administration and the players, certainly Blue Valley Southwest, but what a remarkable job they have done. Lashley through the lane.
Well, why do you suppose no one tried to take a charge right there?
Well, friends, if you're seeing Mr. Lashley, again, he's wearing the number 24. He's the only player out here with a 4X jersey. Not because he's, somebody that partakes in maybe a little too much pepperoni pizza, but he's a dude. I mean, he's somebody that if you said, hey, he's also part-timing as an offensive lineman for the Chiefs, okay, I got you. I can see that. I mean, as I was saying before, he drove into the minivan in the car seat and back, but my goodness, he's just a man. A little off balance, fade away by Grant Red, doesn't go. Coming back the other way in a hurry, Teddy Saylor. Down to a 9-point advantage for Missouri, 4:39 left before the dunk competition commences here at St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Overland Park. The DiRenna All-Star Game, Kansas versus Missouri. The bragging right game. Behind the back, there is Bonzinski. He's got range as much as anyone in this gym. Give him a little bit of time and a little bit of space. He'll pop it from half court. The 4-minute mark, substitution. 5 go out, 5 come in for each squad. Samuel Data down in the left corner. I'm waiting to see him in the dunk contest. He's not a small man. 6'8". And he just has that body type that you know that he can get up. He doesn't have to get up very far.
No, especially with that wingspan. I guarantee that's bigger than a 6'8" wingspan.
Right. Fritz tried to drive and split the trees. Ooh.
Zakori was wanting that one thrown up a little late on the delivery, so he lays it in, but another good fast break opportunity for Missouri.
After the dunk contest, I would imagine that the third and fourth quarters, we're going to see kind of a mini dunk contest as well. Now, come on. How can you be so athletic where you fall down, your bottom hits the floor? Now, again, he just pops up like a jack-in-the-box. Da-dun. That's just ridiculous. Come on now. Can't get it to go. Listen, can we give Missouri some style points there, some effort points? I think they had 12 offensive rebounds on that one possession. Now going the other way, Kansas made it a 6-point game until that shot. Not so fast, Missouri says, 51-42.
Chaz Watson from Lee Summit West there with that pull-up 3. Great career out there for the Titans.
Logan Sullivan off the back iron. Rebound, Missouri going the other way. Samuel Data brings it down. Chaz Watson wants to go left and right, and he wants to let it go. If that would have gone, he would never allow his teammates to live that one down. I can shoot from anywhere. Uh-oh.
Well,
here we go. Boom. Shakalaka. They'll have a chance. They're having fun out there. And so are we here at the DiRenna All-Star Game. Less than 2 to go before halftime, 51-45.
Zakori Kerr has been involved in some plays today.
Dad is going to get called on. The push away. That is his second foul. Oh, is his first. Okay. That's the first time that I've heard him announce a player's foul. But that's okay. All right, Jake Fritz.
As expected, we're nearing the 50, 51 from Missouri. Kansas is getting there.
There he is. Makes it look so easy. The best players do just that. Jake Fritz. Blue Valley Northwest fans have seen that so many times over the years. And so many of these players too, Coach, even though that they're in some of the highest classes in the respective states. How about this one going in? Come on. Come on, Devin Kerr. That was nasty, Devin Kerr. You are now worthy of those, what is that, fuchsia shoes? I don't know. But that was ridiculous. Oh, what a delight this is. Fadeaway throw. Oh, come on. Come on. Chaz Watson, stop it, my man. How does he get that high?
I don't know.
How does it happen?
I can't get past his smile.
Uh-oh, 3-on-1. What are we going to see? Kaboom. The smile. That's a great point. Is there a player out here, even though Kansas is down by 5, they are having a blast. This will be one of those games that they will remember for so many years ahead for the right reasons. Last second long shot. You almost expect that to go in, Coach. Well, 55-52, 3-point lead for Missouri over Kansas in this bragging rights All-Star boys game. We will have the dunk contest here in the coming moments. My name is Sean Brewer. I am joined here by head coach Jake Cates of William Chrisman High School. All right, Coach. So you are the opposing coach of either one of these teams. How are you breaking down the offense? What are you telling your players at halftime to try to stop the freight train that are both of these teams' offense right now?
If I'm coaching this game at halftime, the only thing I'm doing, if I'm in the Missouri huddle, I'm making fun of these guys for some of the mistakes they've made out on the floor because they're having a good time with it too. This is not about stopping anybody. They're playing pretty decent defense for an all-star game.
They are.
But, man, just, again, I love the game of basketball. More than that, I love the kids in the Kansas City area. And to see these guys with smiles on their faces, getting up and down the floor and doing things that I wish I could still do, that's what tonight's all about. And I'll be honest, this is the best officiated game that I have seen all year long.
Coach Kate, you're saying
they are doing an awesome job with the whistles tonight.
You're saying this is the best officiated game? The best officiated game?
Best officiated game I've ever seen.
Now,
oh, Curtis is over here with his arms folded, having a good time. These guys are awesome at what they do.
all right. So we will fix the score camera here at some point. I think it's bumped around, folks. We will do our best to get it back for you. All right. Now, are we supposed to go out there, Coach? They're setting up chairs.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to have to do it from here,
Coach,
aren't we?
I think we're going to have to do it from here because I don't think my cables will reach that far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Well, they're bringing out a 7.
Well, maybe if we let them do it from there, ours will be the last vote, which makes it the most important.
100%.
What do you think about that?
That's right. Even though each of us only have half of a vote, Now, what do we do if we disagree? If you say it's a 10 and I'm saying now it's more of a 9.
You definitely hold the trump card.
I don't know about all that.
You definitely hold the trump card over here on the sideline.
Their scores after the 2 dunks will be combined, and the 2 dunkers with the highest point totals will advance to the finals. Each finalist will have 2 dunks and
All right. Coach Jake Cates is going to wax poetic here for about a minute or so while I tend to some technical difficulties. Let me ask you this, Coach Cates. What's it like walking the halls of William Chrisman High School?
Well, that's a great setup. Let me just talk a little bit about that. I actually feel really fortunate to be the head coach at William Chrisman. This is my 7th year over there, and most people don't realize that our program is finished its 127th season this year. Fogg Allen of KU fame started our program, was the first coach at William Chrisman High School. And so many people don't understand that, don't know that. And so I feel really blessed just to be part of that legacy of basketball from William Chrisman.
Are you making that up?
I am not, and I'm a Mizzou guy.
Idea.
I'm a Mizzou guy. But when I took over 7 years ago, we had never had a tournament. My second year, we started the tournament, and I am not a fool. We call it the Fogg Allen Invitational.
Well done.
And so, yeah, the legacy, the basketball tradition, just finished our 127th season. Most people don't know that.
I had no idea. Well, thank you for, I mean, seriously, I seriously had no idea. Okay, here we go. The first one. That is Jake Fritz. Woo! I think that's got to be a solid 8, right? Because you can't go. It's sort of like, what's his name, Dave? You know, the pizza guy, Barstool. You can't go. Yeah, an 8. I'd say that's an 8. Is anybody even looking at the scores that we're posting?
Larry.
Here's Mason Kemp. Little double pump.
Next up from Randy Michael.
Larry House, he does such a great job of putting this event together for the Coaches Association every year. You see him out there at midcourt, and he is tabulating the scores except for ours. Well,
oh no, we're going to get seen over here.
all right, here's Mason Kemp, Mill Valley. Can't get that one to fall either. Coach Bangle said he has been a highlight reel all year long in the Sunflower League. Okay, I think they're going to alternate now. Oh, we might have a little extra razzle-dazzle. Now, anytime that we're seeing Michael Smith Jr. out of Grandview set this one up, he's going to have some help from Josiah Kirkwood. Michael Smith Jr. kabang! Hits the back iron. The dunking god says, not so fast, my friend, from Grandview High. But you know what? He's going to have another opportunity. Let's see what he's going to dial up. Looks like he's going to go for the same dunk, and why wouldn't you? He can make this one count. Michael Smith Jr.
Oh! We got it. Are you good with the 10 on that one? Yeah, are you good with the 10 on that one?
Good with the 10. I like the 10.
Oh, man. We got a tough judge here. Look at Marcus Walker only giving a 9 out.
A 9? What's it going to take to get a 10? This is high school. We're not talking about Dominic Wilkins here back in the 80s, friends. I mean, these are high school kids in the KC metro area.
Now, Marcus was one of the most prolific scorers to ever come out of Kansas City at Archbishop O'Hara High School. Played for Coach Scanlon over there. Still does a lot with basketball in the Kansas City area.
Here is Chaz Watson.
Now, if that one was down, we're going to have to find something a little higher than a 10.
Can we put...
We got some decimal.
89?
There you go.
89?
There you go.
Okay.
I like it.
Watson, second dunk. He got that one to go.
Wow.
Very fluid.
10.
I like that one a lot.
5 from me, 5 from you. That makes 10.
Oh, you guys see Lainey Douglas. She is down there. I think she gave him a 9.
Next up from Van Horns, Corey Kerr.
Now, hopefully he can prove me right here.
Right. Let's see what he has. He's put on his DiRenna All-Star T-shirt for this one. Did he almost hit his head on the rim?
He did, and he just missed going through his legs with that one. I'm telling you, the kid's got some bounce.
What? Look, you can't coach that. You can't teach it. It's just natural, folks. Oof. Now, maybe not a 10. Yeah.
6?
I think an 8. I think an 8. Just on style points alone.
Yeah.
I mean, he's seriously, the kid almost got a concussion.
He went for it. He went for it, that's for sure. And that's definitely his personality.
He'll have another opportunity, most likely, the next round. Mr. Fritz. He is starting back here in front of us. Outside the left. Oof. He didn't get quite enough height.
That is a very high level of difficulty dunk. A little reverse 360.
Can he convert? Not quite. I feel bad saying, well, he didn't get high enough.
Yeah, well, he is.
Are they going to give him another chance? Oh, are you serious? No!
If only that one counted.
Look, he doesn't play in this gym. He doesn't know the geometry, the dynamics, right? The physics here. He pointed at the wall. He picked a spot. He threw it against the wall. And he made probably the best dunk that we've seen so far here tonight.
That was fantastic.
What was that? Okay. Just what we expected. Here's Mason Kim, the Jaguar, trying to claw back into this dunk competition. It's a nice, technically sound dunk. Shakes the pipes.
You go with that on that
I think
one?
that's a solid 8.
We're going with an 8.
Yeah.
We're going with an 8.
And I think that's kind of the collective score amongst the judges.
The level of athleticism is just incredible right now in Kansas City. There were a few guys here and there, and here we go.
Ooh!
Now, I'm afraid to tell you what year I graduated from Kansas City, but it was 96.
96.
Here we go. Yes, sir. What do you think?
I think it's a 9. Again, I mean, that's a degree of difficulty multiplier, I think.
So we had some guys, the Rush brothers, Teron Lou, Derek Hood, all these guys when I was playing, but there just seems to be more that can do those things than, gosh, however many years ago that was.
Off the backboard. Gets it down again. He is so fast and clean.
That's really, really good. That's really, really good. You good with a 9 on that?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
He got a little more.
I think so, too.
He got a little more.
All right, here we go. We're going to have a little more wrestle-dash. Now he's going to go old school. Doesn't need any props.
I need to see some kids working the crowd here. We need to get the crowd involved with this.
There you go.
He tried to put the elbow in.
Hey, I need to see somebody working the crowd. Come on, we need some energy.
We need some energy up in here. See if we can get one of these guys playing to the crowd a little bit. We're in between dunkers right now.
So as we wait for Larry House, we see him there at midcourt. Blue shoes, the khaki pants, and the black polo. Walking to the sideline. He's going to get out his abacus.
He just walks like he's a man that gets stuff done, doesn't he?
Right. That you can go to him and say, sir, I need help buying a house in Cleveland. And by the way, can you find me some insurance for my boat that's in Bolivia? And he'll be like, I got you covered.
I I got a guy.
Either that or, yeah, I got a guy for that. He will. 52. Well, I beg your pardon. We're still. Okay, Chaz Watson standing in front of us here, the A-10 varsity broadcast table. We're going to see Fritz. I still can't get over that last dunk off the wall. How did he know? What instincts does somebody have to have? Oh.
He did some pre-dunk work there. I'm not as impressed. Maybe a 9, you think?
I think it's still a 9.
Yeah.
Because of
10,
the degree of difficulty.
See what Chaz has for us here.
I like the coaching staff. They're coaching even at halftime in the dunk contest.
This is more coaching than they're doing during the game. What are you
Isn't
kidding
it?
me?
This is what they've been waiting for. All right, Chaz. He's going to start from 20 away.
All right, so he tried to bounce it off the backboard and then reverse dunk it right there.
Super difficult, but I don't know that everybody can appreciate just how difficult something like that is. Even if he were to get it.
Let's at least give him a 7.
We have to. So who else do we have?
I think those may have been our 2 finalists.
Now who's going first? Are they going to flip for it? Jake Fritz, first team EKL, second team All-State. Elite athleticism. Yeah, I'd say that pretty much matches up with what we've seen.
This is so fun.
Absolutely. Ooh. Again. He wasn't out here practicing. He didn't line up and think, okay, I have to kind of lob it 10 feet in front of me with this kind of an arch. He just gets up there and feels it. And he still is able to connect. Not as clean as he wanted.
Ooh. If he can finish that one.
Right. He was floating for quite a long time.
If he can finish that one, that might get it done.
Second opportunity. Cannot get that to go in either.
Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of the dunk contest, Blue Valley Northwest,
How about that, Jake Fritz? The 2024 DiRenna All-Star Game dunk competition champion. He's going to go home with some hardware and certainly some bragging rights amongst friends. And if you saw the guy at Quick Trip and he said he played a little bit of ball, you'd think, well, what kind of ball are we talking about, young man? I mean, like pool? Is that what you play? He's just so unassuming. And that's no disrespect to that young man, because he truly is as athletic as anybody that we've seen out here on either side here tonight. But I just can't get over the throw off the wall.
Yeah, that was impressive. The timing, he just got up there, got it done.
And didn't he almost look like, well, heck, you know, I've missed the other 2.
You know, I won the DiRenna Award in '78, NBA World Champion with the Lakers in '81.
Lucius Allen in the house. Clay Johnson.
What?
Yeah.
Clay Johnson, former LA Laker right here, world champion.
'78.
World champion. Come get a headset. You want to get a headset? Come on, man.
Put on a headset. Friends, we have an unexpected visitor here.
Yeah, put it
yes,
on,
sir.
Clay. Put it on. Here we go. There you go, right there.
And then kind of put the mic to your mouth a little bit. Friends, we have a special guest here for you. I understand that he is a former winner of the DiRenna Award, but also has some more accolades. Coach, take it away.
Mr. World Champion with the LA Lakers right here.
World champion?
Check the ring out. Check the ring out.
And he's wearing the ring. Friends, he's wearing the ring.
Oh,
Clay, what are you up to these days?
right now I'm assistant coaching at Penn Valley Community College.
Okay.
So we are looking for some players.
Well, then I got one for you, man. My point guard, 15 here for the Missouri side. Trey Taylor,
Heck of a player.
1,000-point scorer.
That's one of the positions we need to fill. Seriously.
So I don't know if you remember this, Clay, and interrupt us as you need to for the action here on the floor, but you came into my office when I was the coach and AD at Summit Christian Academy with a good friend of mine, Josie Merriwebb. And we sat and we talked for about 30 minutes one day about basketball, about life, and that was the first time I had an opportunity to meet you there in Lee Summit. But I always followed what you're doing around Kansas City, and I'm just thrilled that you're here with us tonight.
Yep, I had to come out and just say hi to you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Mr. Johnson, now I need to be careful how I say this, but as you're explaining to me, and I'm looking at you and you're telling me these things, you're saying words and it's not really making sense because I'm thinking, now, is he still trying to get into the dunk contest? Is he a player? Let's be real here. Some people have a way to hide their age, and, seriously, Mr. J, you are absolutely one of those players. You look great, like you can lace them up and go out there right now.
No, hey, looks are deceiving.
Well,
looks are deceiving. I work out every day. I'm trying to stay in shape.
Well, I think some of that too is that jewelry you have on your left hand. I don't know how many carats that is, but it's probably it's probably hard on your hips and your back as you're walking around.
I don't wear it often.
Well, I certainly understand that.
Ooh, Fritz with the dunk.
My goodness. I tell you what, we got you here, Coach. Tell us about what you've seen tonight. And, we've talked a lot this evening about just how much better the style of play and the athleticism of these players are than even 5-10 years ago. No disrespect to those of us that played a lot longer ago, but what have you seen and what's different with today's game than when you were in your prime playing?
Well, the thing that I tell these guys when they come to these games like this, they have to do something to impress the coaches, and a lot of them don't do that. They come in here and they pass the ball, cut, try to hide, but you got to stand out. You got to do something that you do better than anybody that make the coaches get your eye. I always tell a story about how when I got drafted by the Portland Trailblazers, I went to camp. All the guys knew each other. Everybody, the night before the camp, everybody was talking to each other, high-fiving. Haven't seen you in a long time, da-da-da-da. Nobody knew me. I'm from Mizzou. Nobody knew me. I stood over in the corner just looking. And inside, I was getting mad. Ooh. I was boiling. I was like, oh, nobody knows me. I said, You know what? Tomorrow morning, everybody's going to know
They're going to know.
And before I left that camp, everybody was like, who is that?
They knew.
Who is that? They knew. They knew.
The heart of a warrior, of a champion right there. Yeah, you want to make your mark.
You got to make your mark. And in these games, they got to do that. And a lot of them don't do that.
Yeah, they're out here. They're certainly all out here having fun, but that's a great point. And I'm sure those youngsters out there that are potentially going to be playing in this game in the future, they will take that to heart when they come out here and put their skills on display. But what great athleticism on both sides of the state line, Coach. And it's been a treat to have you in here. I'm taken aback. It's a shock. I'm like, well, what's going on here? It's like, is there a candid camera? Hey, is this really happening? What a delight.
And I do remember coming in that office out there. Josie was buddy to my heart.
Absolutely. He was a father figure to a lot of people around here.
Yeah.
And I do consider myself a historian of Kansas City basketball. And as Fritz goes to the rack there and gets fouled, Tell our viewers a little bit about where you went to high school and where you played real quickly.
I went to Manual High School. Bill Madison was my coach. He passed away a couple years ago. We went to the state championship, lost to Sedalia. They beat us bad. The problem is, in the inner city, you don't have a lot of height, and we didn't have any height.
And that's really why I wanted you to kind of say that. I grew up at 23rd and Van Brunt and from the city of Kansas City. And so anytime we have an opportunity to highlight the IL and things that people are able to do down there, and we can highlight that and maybe get some people to do more for our urban kids,
Yes.
I want to take that opportunity.
And that's what I'm all about. Really, I'm about everybody, everywhere, not so much just the urban. The Clay Johnson Foundation, we go all over the world doing stuff. So naturally, I'm from Kansas City, so I kind of spotlight Kansas City.
And so often as we hear the stories of athletes, later on in maybe their careers are over, so many times you hear the story of that star athlete that looks back and they say, well, somebody that really impacted me and kind of kept me on the straight and narrow, or that said just the right things to me, is someone exactly like you, Coach Hodgson, that many years ago, not too many years ago, but seriously, so many people that you have impacted over the years and continue to do. I think hats off to you for making a difference in so many kids' lives. And if everybody could do just a little bit more of that, I mean, really.
The strange thing about it is I coach at Penn Valley. During the game, I'm always instructing players on the other team what they need to do. Not so much just my team.
That's fantastic.
I'm a teacher of the game, and it's like I like to see good basketball.
Right.
And I'll tell the guy on the other team, hey, man, next time don't just do that. Go come and do it. And he look at me like,
I believe that.
Yes.
I believe that 100%. And I know we got to get back to the action here before too long, but while we're on the air, I got to get a commitment that you'll come and talk to my guys at William Chrisman High School.
oh, definitely.
Coming up here either this summer or for our next season.
I'm going to give you my card, my number, and you call me. You call me, I'm there.
I will do it. I appreciate it. I know that's what you're about, and I got a lot of young men that need to hear your story.
I'm there.
This is fantastic. I mean, this game is terrific. The girls' game was terrific. But this right here, this is great stuff. Thanks, both of you coaches. I mean, seriously, I'm just kind of a bystander here and kind of in all. But, yeah, again, thank you so much, Coach Us, for being a part of the All-Star Game here, but so much of what you've done to help so many kids over the years as well here at the DiRenna All-Star Game at St. Thomas Aquinas High School. Coach?
Ladies and gentlemen, Clay Johnson.
Thank you. I have a good one.
Great to see you, Coach.
Fantastic. That was fantastic. I was getting goosebumps here. Seriously, goosebumps listening to him, and you can hear the passion and how much he truly just wants to help. That's his soul. He's got an old soul, and it's warm. And
Absolutely.
That certainly has an effect on everybody that he talks to, I'm sure. Well, in the past, what was it, about 6, 7 some odd minutes here. Well, we haven't had a lot of change. There's been kind of, a little ebb and flow, 3 points here, 2 points there. But right now, the home team, if you will, the Kansas All-Stars are up by 1. Not anymore. Now they are up by 3. 71-68, 4:15, 4:14. Left in quarter number 3. We're about to approach the 4-minute substitution mark. Good effort to bring down the rebound by Lashley. Split the trees inside, kicking it back out for 3. Short arms it just a little bit. The big fella underneath. He's got to get his. Do you see those guys backing away? I mean,
he is hungry.
Hey, let him do his thing. Let him cook, right?
Man.
Ron Lashley, what a treat it is to see him work. 73-68, Kansas up by 5. And here's that number 15, Trey Taylor.
Wooden for 3. Prolific scorer for Central High School.
David Coben in his illegal shoes. Fritz over the top pipe, out of bounds.
I know I keep talking about coaches and gyms, but Kansas City is just, there are so many good dudes that are coaching basketball on both sides of the state line.
And they're doing it for the right reasons.
Yes.
David Coben. David Coben with his 34th point here tonight. I think everybody's right around the 32, 34-point mark. Ooh, that was a quick drive. Kicks it out for three. A little bit short, but a follow. Didn't quite time it right. Taylor thought about the three. Gives it up for a better shot. He's going to say, hey, if you're going to give me the lane, I'm going to take it. Kick it out. The long shot. Coben with the rebound. We have the numbers, 3-on-2, up, and away. Does not go. Underneath, Matthew Corrales out of Olathe South. For Coach Dan Morrow, Falcons always have a strong program. Coach Gates, you're exactly right, and I'd love to hear you advocate for your players. I mean, you were giving the kind of the recruiting pitch for your student to someone that could potentially give your student, your player, an opportunity at the next level.
I will never apologize, and I do that for my guys. I've done it for Zakori, but Trey Taylor's a kid that I've coached since he was in 6th grade.
Oh, is that right?
And and so he's just a kid I love, like a son, and so anytime I got a shot at getting him to the next level to get that education paid for, I'm going to take it.
Coben tries to scoop it up off the window.
Hurry up, clock running. Clock running, hurry up.
I love it. 79-76. Kansas up by 2. 109-108 left in the third quarter. Running clock. And will stop on a foul under 1 minute. How about that? The aforementioned Mr. Trey Taylor out of William Chrisman, being coached by the great Coach Jake Cates. Here is Logan Sullivan. He's been fun to watch as well. Gives it up to Devin Kerr. Switches the dribble, loses the handle. Here's Kerr. Pushes it forward. Ooh.
Nice little high rip through there.
Right. Done that a few times. Always coaching. I love to hear that. There's that three he's been looking for. Tim Wooden out of Central. We'll get back in the fourth quarter as we have less than 10 to play here in quarter number 3. I know this is an all-star game, but I don't know that anybody that's watching that didn't appreciate and respect what we had an opportunity to do with Coach A. In fact, I'm going to talk to you about it right now. You know, one of the things that I see, and, you know, I'm not a coach. I was a player seemingly 100 years ago, but the game is different now. But there are still so many players, I need to say this politically correctly. There are so many players in challenging circumstances that don't necessarily have the opportunity to participate in organized sports, you know, at the high school level even sometimes. Just it's a struggle to even be able to get to practice or to be able to, you know, pay the registration or the shoes. And I know this is a question you're probably not ready for, but you're probably going to give me a damn good answer. How can we reach those students, those players that are on kind of the fringes? You know, maybe, look, I'll say maybe in the rougher parts of town that don't have, you know, maybe they don't have the open gym or those other opportunities. Coach, what can we do? Because we both were passionate about this game.
It's not hard. It's not hard. And honestly, we think of the rougher part of town or whatever, but these kids exist in every school district. They exist in Lee Summit where I live. They exist in Independence where I coach. They exist in Shawnee Mission. These kids just need opportunities. And honestly, it's not just about basketball. There are so many great baseball players that we miss out on as a community, as a country, because kids don't get an opportunity. And if there's one thing we can do, and it's the reason I got into coaching and education, was to help kids. and connect people with people. That's more of what I do than coach basketball. I hire a great staff. I'm a CEO. I let my coaches coach, and I'm out. I would rather sit back and develop relationships. And but all you need to do is go to the local school down the street and say, how can I help? That's it. It's not hard. Let's not make it more difficult than what it is.
You got to ask.
That's it.
You got to want, and you got to ask.
Because there are kids that go home every night to people that do not care about them. And so if we can provide an opportunity to them to be around men or women that actually care about them and use this sport or another sport as a platform to make these kids' lives better, they're not going to remember whether they win or lose games. They're going to remember how I, as a coach, made them a better young man,
Amen.
A better future husband, a better future father, because that's what our society's missing right now.
Isn't that so true? Logan Bishop, Lisa West.
And I'm not alone. This is what 99% of the high school coaches in our area are like. Another shot from Fritz there. But, I mean, if I look at 15 on the floor right now, I'll do anything for that kid. And I know the majority of the high school coaches around here would do the same thing for their guys.
Here's Taylor with a bounce pass to get the open look coming through the lane. The cutter up and in.
Pius representing tonight. He's had a good game.
95-87. Kansas with an 8-point lead. Just over 9 to play and quarter number 4. Now, I'm not exactly sure. We've never had a situation where it would potentially go in overtime. Extra time, not that anybody would care, but I suspect that we won't have to worry about that.
Well, Chad didn't pay me for overtime.
What? You're getting paid?
Whoops.
Damn, Coach. What's that about?
Sorry, Chad.
Jeez. 99-87, 1 point away from the century mark for Kansas, 13 away. Quick maths for Missouri. Make it 10. Nope. Still at 13. Here's Fritz, left side. That is Gavin Harvey. Had a great look. Nice little look inside. Handing it off to Joey Mattione.
That's an interesting story to follow, too. Mattione being a Northwest Missouri commit, and Coach McCollum just getting that Drake job last week.
That's right.
So what happens, I've got my former point guard is up there, and he's going to be going to Drake with Coach, and I know there's a good chance of a couple other guys. I won't say any names right now, but will those commits still keep going up there to Maryville, or will that change? Something to follow over the course of the next couple of months.
Whether it's basketball, baseball, football, the whole NIL and the transfer portal, how that has changed the landscape after high school and to an extent even before so. I mean, I know some of the top football players in the metro area. I mean, the amount of money that they're already being offered without even playing a single down in college is just remarkable. I don't know where it's going to stop or if it will, but that is going to be something that will have to get, I would think, kind of under control here before it gets more out of control. Speaking of out of control, a little out of control ball, but ooh, great look. Wasn't quite ready for it was Chaz Watson, but Trey Taylor dishing dimes. Oh, my goodness.
We have a great dialogue going on here between the Missouri bench and one of the good college-level officials in our area, whose brother just graduated last year and was the best player of the year in Division II, Diego Bernard from Northwest Missouri State.
Really?
Connecting dots all over the place here, yep.
Love that. 101-87.
But I am glad you did mention that, because we got a lot of really good basketball players still uncommitted because of all the transfer portal and the COVID years and all that. So college coaches, keep checking in with these guys.
And the COVID year, the 6 and the 7 years sometimes, guys, with that injury as well. That decimated the recruiting classes from, well, I mean, it still has a residual effect now, but certainly over the last couple of years, so many of those players didn't have a spot because, well, guys are coming back to play their 6th year.
We're coming to the end of that now.
Good look by Josiah Kirkwood out of Grandview.
Big fella leading the break. I love it.
Kicks it out. Teddy Saylor.
I think the Missouri bench working the official got him that call.
And the official's working it right back. That's what I love. I love that ability here in this All-Star game. Look, everybody's having fun. It's such a treat to be here and see, the coaches and the officials and the players certainly, and the fans. The thousands of fans here at St. Thomas Aquinas. Beautiful Overland Park. Uh-oh. Here we go. Josiah smartly brings it back out. Ooh-wee.
Isaiah Howard.
I still can't get over 35-point average. And he's going to a great program up there in North Dakota State.
Absolutely. And his frame, he's just going to get stronger and stronger. Looking forward to watching his career unfold.
5.5 to play here in regulation in the 4th quarter. The boys All-Star game here in the 2024 DiRenna All-Star game Friday evening.
You feel like the Missouri side's picking up the defensive pressure a little bit here?
I think they are. I think that they do realize that, hey, we're down by 10. We don't want to leave Kansas without bragging rights. And they are. They are kind of putting their foot on the gas a little bit, getting a little bit more mixy-uppy. That's a very technical term, mixy-uppy underneath the basket.
That terminology is in our playbook.
Right. As is a skosh. It's just a little bit more than a skish. I'm always afraid that when I make up words, I'm going to make up a real word, and it's going to be some European language, very bad word.
That gets you fired.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I don't get paid, do I get fired? I feel like Kramer going to work with crackers in the briefcase.
Yep, I hear you on that. Little Seinfeld.
Fade away. Ashton Germain had a good look. He's out of Ray Peck. Ooh.
Playing his final high school game with his dad coaching him over here on the sideline.
Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Scott Germain's had a fantastic career at Ray Peck. And Kansas City's losing some pretty good coaches to retirement this year.
Right.
On both sides of the state line. So congrats to Scott Germain and being recognized by coaching the Missouri squad here tonight.
One thing, too, we've talked about coaches and the lineage and, how everything's kind of connected. At least what I've seen on the Kansas side, where I followed a little bit closely, or more closely than the Missouri, so many of the now assistant coaches are being appointed to head coach positions as opposed to bringing somebody else from the outside. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but I think that just goes to show the strength of a program when they're able to just promote from within. There's Mason Kim.
Absolutely, and that means the head coach has done his job. He's prepared his assistants. That's our goal as head coaches. Is if I don't show up tomorrow, my program won't know, because my assistants are going to do the job that it takes to run our program. And the assistants of any program are the lifeblood. I say that over and over again.
Tell you what, Coach, right now I'm looking at Coach Matt Rice, and he's shaking his head no. Oh, he's rising, and he's coming down here to join us. We're going to throw a headset on here. He looks so pleased that I've called him out like that.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Matt since we were in college, when he was at Mid-American Nazarene
is that
University.
right?
My wife was out there. One of the greatest dudes in our game around here.
I would absolutely agree. And now we are joined by DeSoto Wildcat head basketball coach Matt Rice. Better late than never, Coach.
Sorry about that.
No, you're all getting, ooh, my. Athleticism personified again. He's just, how does that go? He's like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going and going. He's kind of slowing down a little bit.
We got a couple minutes left, man. Tell us about the kid you have out here playing today.
So David, number 2 there, David Coben. I've been lucky enough to have him in our program for the last 4 years. I mean, it just starts with him being just a great kid, great character, you know, does everything right. Great teammate, very unselfish. You know, and then when it comes to basketball, he just has such a high IQ. He just makes good decisions with the basketball. He made my life really easy.
Don't you love those kind of players, man?
Oh, I mean, there's nothing like it. You know, we didn't really have a press break at DeSoto the last 3 years as he was our starting point guard. We had to give the ball to David.
That's
break.
it.
That's, yeah.
You know, so I didn't. You know, he would beat somebody, and then all of a sudden it would be 4-on-3 against the press, and you know, only good things would happen.
So he told me that he would have been a better press breaker had he been able to wear those shoes during the regular season.
That doesn't surprise me that he would say that, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
No doubt. I mean, I got to tell you that I didn't make many friends with my players when I told them they could only wear certain shoes. But, you know, I'm old, I guess, is all it comes down to.
I don't want to get him in trouble. He did not say that. He did not say that. But, man, we were just been talking about all of the great coaches that our city has on both sides of the state line and losing a couple of them to retirement, you know, this year. And just how close the fraternity is around our city.
Yes. You know, it's a lot of fun coaching here. You know, even just in my league that I'm lucky to be a part of, I got, you know, Coach Wallace down there, Piper. I got Coach Darting, that is a legend coming out of Topeka. I got Coach Hogan that spent 30 years at Leavenworth, you know, and then also,
McBride.
I feel like you can't start naming them because then you're going to leave somebody off.
No,
right?
You're absolutely right, you know. So, you know, every night it's a challenge for us in that league, but then I come out here and I watch all these kids that, you know, have immense talent, and then they play for great coaches. I mean, there's really good basketball in the Kansas City area. It's a lot of fun to be a part of.
And it almost makes you say, okay, I know I was really mad that I lost some games, but I lost to some really good players and really good coaches.
Yeah, I mean, we lost to Piper twice. They were great. I mean, every position, they had kids that could flat out play. You know, and then we lost to the eventual state champion on the Kansas side in Topeka Cape, or in Wichita Cape, and, you know, I can't complain when we're losing against really good teams.
Right. Sean, we got a minute left, man. What do you think?
I'm just loving hearing you guys talk. You know, we had Coach Clay Johnson here, great player, NBA player, all-star of the Kansas City area. And now it's just a real treat for me to listen to you guys kind of wax poetic about, you know, your history together and the players that you've been able to coach. But what it all boils down to are the kids out here on the floor wearing the black, wearing the blue, been able to highlight their skills, but also your roles into getting them to be in a game like this. I mean, that's big-time stuff. Now, certainly David Coben, for you, Coach Rice, I mean, he was just naturally born with that athleticism and those smarts, but it takes a coach like you, a coach like Coach Cates, to develop that talent.
Well, I think I can speak for Coach Cates in saying that it's not just us. There is an entire community of people, from parents to club coaches to youth coaches to trainers, that have really grown these kids into the kind of players that they've become. We're just, I tell our parents every year that I'm just the lucky one that gets to coach them in the high school game.
More importantly, our assistant coaches.
Oh, absolutely. Assistant coaches also. I mean, we can't do it without them for sure.
Well, it's tightening up just a little bit, 109 to 104. Now, not too many times I've been able to say that in a basketball game here in the last 10 years, but a few times it'll break 100, but both teams, that's kind of rare. And we have it right here in the All-Star game. 5-point differential, 21.8 seconds left to go.
The breaking news sounder. The officials do have whistles.
Yes. Ooh, long pass ahead. And that might just do it. Get out the hammer and nails.
They have done a great job of letting these kids get up and down the floor, and the kids have done a good job respecting that. How about Jermaine making his last 2 shots?
For a few of these kids, this will be the last organized game in high school they will play. And way to put an exclamation point on it, Joey Mattione out of Blue Valley Northwest. Kansas has the bragging rights for 2024, taking the hardware home for the DiRenna All-Star Game here at St. Thomas Aquinas. Your final score, 113-107. Now we're going to keep it right here. We'll have players of the game for the respective schools, or excuse me, respective states here in a couple of minutes, but that gives us a little bit more time to talk a little bit about maybe your team coming back for this. So we talked about your team a little bit, Coach. Coach, tell us about what DeSoto is going to be bringing back next year.
Well, a lot of inexperience. I'll have 2 kids coming back that were in the rotation. 2 very good players, one in Jaden Lang and one in Max Johnson. I'll be looking to them to really lead us, into the next season. But I like our group coming back. We'll be competitive each and every night. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a great challenge to have them next year going to battle every night.
No question about it, and let's see who we're going to have taking home those plaques. Fancy-looking plaques here at half court.
Curtis Whiters of the Kansas City Officials Association has the plaques for Player of the Games here.
Number 14,
Tim Wooden out of Central
High School, Kansas City. Tim has had a fantastic high school career.
And from the Kansas team, the recipient is number 45,
Joey Mattione.
Let me just say that I'm glad I didn't
Bearcat.
have to face that young man during the basketball season.
Or any of his teammates, for that matter.
No doubt.
Just ridiculous. Well, there are your MVPs for the respective states and this DiRenna All-Star Game. Joey Mattione and Tim Wooden out of Central. And that is going to wrap it up for 2024. We have had an absolute blast, and we've had a roll of dignitaries as we say goodbye to Coach Matt Rice out of DeSoto High. Coach, thanks so much, as always, for your time and your generosity. You're one of the best to do it.
And I appreciate you, Sean. All the work you do for basketball in the Kansas City area and high school sports in general.
Just like you, labor of love, my friend. Wouldn't rather do anything else. As we look around the gym and we see so many fans start to file out of the stands and go meet their players, family members, and maybe get some more pictures. You talk about a coaching fraternity, but there's also something to be said, I think, about the families of these student athletes that have been along on this journey for these kids, these young adults. And so many of them have seen one another at, maybe it's an AAU event or tournaments or just, league play. And it's just so refreshing to see, you see these kids right in front of his coach and they're all smiling. It's just a great venue here at St. Thomas Aquinas. What they do for the DiRenna is spectacular. And I'm going to let you kind of take it out with your thoughts, Coach, and kind of wrap it up for us.
Yeah, high school athletics is just, I feel privileged and blessed to be a part of it. It's a safe place for kids. It should be a safe place for kids, and for the most part it is. But to see them just starting to flourish and blossom as young people, not just the players, but the student body that travels and the fan bases the student sections, and to see a community of people with such differences, such disagreements, and politically and all this other stuff.
Diverse,
just rally around school spirit. And there's nothing like it. I've played at the college level. I've been over in Europe. I've coached. There's nothing like high school basketball.
Amen to that. What I'd like to do, David, could you grab Coach, I think Coach Rick Hetzel. I wanted to throw a headset on him, but It looks like there's about 50 other people who'd like to kind of bend his ear a little bit, so we'll try to get him next year. I don't know where it's going to be. You going to be back here again?
Well, hopefully, yeah, if they'll have me.
Well, if they have us both, I don't know. I might be asking a lot at this point. Well, I tell you what, thank you for everybody that's been a part of this entire All-Star celebration, not just today, but the awards ceremony a couple of nights ago. Mick Schaefer with KSHB does a great job emceeing it. And so many other people across the entire area make what we've seen tonight a reality, and hats off to everybody. Hats off to everybody back at the 810 Varsity Mothership, Nolan and Chad and everybody else that keeps the squirrels fed and the lights on. Big thanks to my good friend and partner, not that kind of partner, David Trimble. Always doing a great job of making sure that the buttons are pushed and the levers are levered. So we are going to sign off here from St. Thomas Aquinas. Again, your final score, I have no idea, but Kansas won. And that's going to do it for 2024. We hope to see you back here next year, live and local on 810 and 810varsity.com. On behalf of my good friend, Coach Jake Cates, and of William Crispin High School, my name is Sean Brewer. We'll see you later.